Natalie was right. Amanda and West are together. And to quote Swing 7636 from YouTube, they're both sorry, Judy. Welcome to Showmance, guys, the #1 show on YouTube doing deep dives on shows with no depth.
Shows as shallow as the thought process either of these horned up morons performed before blowing up each other's lives for, frankly, nothing special. These are two mid-ass people.
This is so upsetting.
I thought we were doing like a special, what do you call it? Yeah, one of those.
Special report.
Special report is the thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we were doing a special report episode and
Okay,
then
yeah.
a later one, but
All right,
whatever.
listen,
We
no.
can do whatever.
Okay, no, listen. We're going to put this in 2 parts. We're going to do just let's get it all out of our system. And things come up in the episode that we'll still be able to talk a bunch of shit on. Don't you worry. There'll be plenty of shit talked in both parts 1 and part 2.
Don't you worry. This is not going to be out of my system for a very long time. So it's
Yeah.
not just going to be one ep.
Yeah. Also, that way I can just get that up first thing tomorrow morning. And if the part 2, that's mainly just the episode recap, if it doesn't get up till the afternoon, I'll feel like everyone had a little something to chew on tomorrow morning. And then
the only thing that they've been wanting to chew on,
That's
I
what I
can't
think
tell
too,
you
yeah.
how many of the love nuggets from our community have been dropping in to, I'm sure, all of our DMs being like, what are you going to say about this?
Yeah.
What's going on? I can't think about anything else. I've been manic for 48 hours.
Yeah.
So have all of we. And so is Harris. I think we can speak for Harris.
I know.
He's not doing well.
I know. I almost wanted to see, because somebody said, we need all hands on deck for this. I can't remember who put that in the comments, but they were like, every guest show that's ever been a part of this, we need everybody on a long couch. And
I even filled Shane in. He's like, that's f***ed up, man. Yeah. And I'm like, it is. You don't even know, bro.
Yeah.
So for me, now he's been out of town, so I've been taking care of 2 cats by myself for 3 days. So you can imagine what it's been like around here. And then the other funny thing, so Travis, as most of you know who Travis is, we're at work today, and Meg, who's one of our co-EPs and is obsessed with Bravo shows, her and I talk about Bravo all the time. I think Travis has been there 6 years or 7 years maybe. For that whole time, Travis has gotten up and left the room or walked off with a face and said some sort of rude ass comment like, "Oh, you guys Bravo people." Guess who's a Bravo people now?
Yeah.
Meg and I got to work today, and Meg is like, "In your office, we got to talk now." And I'm like, "Yes, ma'am." We go in and boom, we're going. Travis walks in and he's like, interrupts us, straight interrupts our conversation to be like, "Oh my God, this and that. Okay, did you see that?" Showing me TikToks. And
he's been sending me DMs, which is so not Travis. Travis isn't gossipy.
No.
He's not like a entertainment news, a headline reader.
Welcome to the
Certainly
family,
not a forwarder,
Trav.
Welcome.
Oh, fish
And for
and
those
go.
of you who don't know who Travis is, Travis covers Southern hospitality with Nat and Mike and does a wonderful job.
And it's filled in once or twice and will be
For
Travis.
Summer House, but he's been catching up this whole time. But he told me yesterday, or he told me this morning, all the days are running together now, that because we're in a crisis. So it's I don't know. The last 3 days have all just been basically nonstop. I've been waking up every hour on the hour to check if there's any new updates.
Same.
Is anyone pregnant yet? But he sent me the thing about Dave Portnoy. I didn't see that it's been going on for
Since
at least
January.
that long.
Since
Which
December.
when he sent it to me, I was like, oh, that's a long time. But that's just Dave Portnoy chiming in. I'm awaiting anyone else to chime in and be like, it was actually last fall. Actually, for Thanksgiving, we all went I would not be surprised now. I'm just,
I got
I'm
theories
open.
now that
You think West and her were having an affair?
I mean, now when you watch the episodes, you're just like, God, West is really, for a guy who doesn't want any conflict anywhere, he's really pro fighting Amanda's fight,
It is.
Yeah,
I've been saying that. So that's kind of the thing that Meg and I and Travis now, that's my big thing now. In hindsight, we're all professional investigators. But it's West has never been in their bedroom in 3 seasons that I can remember.
Oh, that's true.
He's been in there 5-6 times. The bathroom, you made it all the way to the bathroom. That consoling, I didn't realize, I haven't watched last week's our episode with Harris. So when everybody's like, no, there's right, I didn't realize that you had said that you pegged, like that you kind of called that West and Amanda.
I'm also very much a pessimist. So I just am always taking the angle of like, yeah, they do it. I don't put it past them.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
she 100% called it.
Yeah, clearly, because everyone's like, holy crikey, I can't believe it. Congratulations. Take a
I
lap.
don't want to be right about this specific thing. This is like a horrendous thing.
Either, but you are. Heavy the head.
But there was, and listen, I'm not trying to, like, I didn't say anything. I wasn't here. I wouldn't have said it last week if I was here. So she nailed it. The scene where he was in the bathroom with her, West was in the bathroom, it went through my head for a half a second where I was like, oh, something's going to happen is what I thought in my head. Not that like something already happened. But now in hindsight, I'm like, oh, I can't watch a scene, an episode, and we get the screeners. This one was late, like mega late. Yeah. And this one, both of it were like, oh, they're recutting this thing. You need little something or other, getting away from it.
They're
or something.
recutting the rest of the season.
There's no other explanation as to why that specific episode wasn't up on Friday with all the other ones. And when that does happen, it's usually because like maybe, all these shows are handled by different publicists. Yeah. So one of them maybe took a summer Friday, a spring Friday, whatever it is now. Yeah, maybe they were in Palm Springs. Yeah. But they always, first thing Monday morning, it's always up. It's always like they maybe weren't there in time to switch the toggle on to send it out to the people that are on the list for screeners. But by Monday morning, it's always up, and it still wasn't up on Monday. So it was like so clear.
Well, it was funny because
your head spin.
We were going to film Mike, Travis, and myself on Monday and cover the regular episode that has just aired. And I also felt so bad because you never take a day off. And I was just like, of course, like the universe is saying you're still not going to take a day off. Because it was taking so long. Yeah. And it's like midday on Monday. And Mike, I was on a conference call and he's like, okay, it's still not up. Do you think we could do it? And then finally, when I get to my text, he's like, I'm calling it. It's still not up. And I was shocked because it is Monday afternoon and it still wasn't up. And then we thought we were going to film on Tuesday. And then everything just picked up at this feverish pace. Yeah. And obviously then the news broke that they made this awful, god awful. Please have other people read your announcements before you post them on a global platform simultaneously. They post this awful joint statement, which is, you're now saying more by the gobbledygook that said nothing. Like the joint statement, the we of it all. By the way, does the we include every other chick that he's stooping? Because now everyone's coming out of the woodwork to be like, oh, some chick, Mia Moreno, apparently has been in a relationship with him. She's the girl that made his tie when he was on Watch What Happens Live. And that could be a total outlandish whatever, but and Dumois is pretty darn accurate. And there were so many posts about, hey, my friend just hooked up with him in Chicago, or he was here. And I mean, I said this to, I think my girlfriend Melanie, who I've talked about on this show. She's my walking bud. We were both unwell about this, and I was just like, if this is the move you're gonna make, you are marrying this person. Like,
oh yeah, you better be pregnant.
Exactly, you better be pregnant.
You better be pregnant.
You better be getting married to this person, because that's the only way out of this. Is at least 15 years later, you'll be like, it actually was true love. Like, we're together. Because now we've just got all of these people, not just my personal ambassador, Quan, my love, Ciara, but like, you got a world of Kyle haters feeling bad for Kyle. Look what you're doing to Chandler.
Did you see those comments I sent you that were just like a screenshot of, hey, Kyle, hey, when is that next DJ set? Like,
that
in
one
a
was
million
about, you know what, Kyle?
Years.
When is your next DJ set? That one was funny. Or the ones that were like, oh, I've always liked Kyle.
I've always liked Kyle.
The apartment looks pretty clean.
Yeah.
I'm getting 6 cases of Loverboy, which I will say this.
Don't do that.
No, do it. Because if this is going to help resurrect his company, there's plenty, and I'm not saying that his company's crappy. If you like a canned drink, it's a canned drink. It's not worse or better than anything else out there, truly, in my opinion. I think they're better than White Claws.
Except for Spritz.
Yes, Spritz is great. But I do think they're better than White Claws, and White Claws is $1 billion company.
And I slam White Claws. So
there you go. So to me, it's like, go out and get a lover boy.
Yeah.
If this can resurrect his company, which has a lot of people working for it, he's worked his tail off for it, and there's people with health insurance that work for his company.
I know.
Like, I don't want them to lose that. And if this is going to bring it back, that could be like a silver lining to this shit show.
I go back and forth on that specific thing because I have seen a lot of people wanting to pump it and being like, I just ordered a cake. And like, listen, if that is what Kyle really, really, truly wants, I want him to just get a little something out of this whole thing. That would be lovely. But I also believe, you know, like I only have shitty analogies. And so mine always just goes back to like how we're doing with YouTube, what we're doing, if it's a thumbnail, if it's a whatever. There's something about people will sometimes put money into promoting a post that didn't really do that well because they're like, oh, nobody even really saw this. Well, I didn't really see it because it wasn't really that good. So, but people will dump money into like just a variety of things that they should just be like, it didn't work. You should dump money into something that's working. Like, and I know that not. It seems anticlimactic, like no, I really want this to work, so I'm going to put money into it. But I just kind of feel like Loverboy's had almost 10 years to do something, and if it hasn't, I just think that it's so clear that he loves DJing. He just wants to perform. He just wants to DJ. I would listen. Aside from the people that. You're totally right. He employs all these people. These are families. This is health insurance. This is 401ks, all the things. If we could set those aside for a moment, sorry.
You don't need health insurance, do you, Carl? Or not that Carl, the Carl that works in his factory.
You'll find another job.
I just feel like, Kyle, this is like everything is landed in front of you for a clean break. Like, you're out of this marriage. You can get out of this company. You can focus on the thing that, like, I've only ever heard you say. It's the only, like, quote, it's the only thing that is bringing me any joy right now. I would maybe just go for the f***ing gold with the DJing. Like, maybe be a silent partner to a booze company if you're really passionate about booze. People don't seem to want to buy your booze, you know, but like I think that people would really love to go see Kyle perform, tour, like go like if he's in Vegas, if he's like people are gonna go. Like we were even like I told you, Jesse Idiot Solomon is performing, I think just down the street at the what's on right next to Dantana's. It's Troubadour. So close. Is that Troubadour?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's where maybe he's performing. I don't want to go see Jesse Solomon, but like, hey, Foof. He's like, they're distracted with the cheating, the Scamandal.
Why isn't it called that? Scamandal is so much better than Scamanda.
Because it's not
Scamanda has like been done.
Scamandal?
It's a scandal. It's a Westside Scamandal.
I think it is a Scamandal.
Yeah.
Scamandal.
Yeah, but I want West's name to be in it because
me too, because she should not take the whole hit.
No,
for this.
And she's going to, and that's what's shitty about this is that
there's
really
so much to unpack about all of that. But let me just say this really quickly about Kyle's business and all that stuff. I think that he's still on the hook, right? Because didn't he personally guarantee those loans? So he's still on the hook for 2.1 mil. Hopefully at this point it's just 200 million, which every penny makes a difference. So it would just be great, even if it's not going to succeed. Like, let's get him out of that scot-free because for all of the reasons that we're aware of, like, we wouldn't even know who Amanda was if, you know what I mean, if all of this didn't happen with them. And I'm not saying that he has been the best husband. I'm not changing my tune on him. I do think for whatever it's worth, he thus far has handled things incredibly kindly. He has been wildly benevolent to her. He has had her back. You know that they've spoken. And he's kind of been the adult in the room. Like he just
totally has.
Which is shocking to me. And if this is bringing out like the best side of him, then I'm here to see him win for it all. And also to your point, like we were talking last episode, how Teresa Giudice, she I think owed the government $11 million in restitution, and she paid all of that off. So $2 million is nothing compared to 11, comparatively speaking.
Yeah.
And so it's like, look, if his DJ gigs are doing so great and he were to get a residency in Vegas or something, which is not that outlandish, especially now on the heels of this scandal, maybe he could pay that off really quickly and have that burden off of him.
Yeah.
I'll just say this. If it is still his dream and there's a way to make it happen, like I'm all for that getting resurrected.
I just think that he could sell the company for his debt plus, like, I think that I'm sure he would love to sell the company for $350 million. It ain't happening.
Yeah.
I would not look at this as a loss if he were to literally do a clean break of like a even Steven, like you're taking over all the things. I'll still get a percentage because I'm going to be going out to these clubs anyways because I'm a friggin' DJ now and suddenly I'm sold out. I'm sold out, bitches. So I think there's a way for him to just sort of like, there's something cathartic about leaving your whole past and like just leaving it back, like leaving it all aside and it's not a loss. Like I don't want him to have to pay back any money or go bankrupt or whatever, but like there's a deal to be made here, especially because I think that right now Kyle's pretty hot right now because right now Kyle is the aggrieved and everyone's going to be looking to him, which is so weird, but it is what it is. I think he could make a pretty good deal.
I mean, the person who will make out the best from this is hopefully that is to
Ciara. Yeah.
She will be the new Ariana.
Kyle's just going to make out better than he could have ever dreamed in his whole life. Like this is a blessing this is maybe like, because if Kyle is nothing else, he is an incredibly hard worker and he does not give up and he does not run from his problems and he gets drunk on his problems.
We've said this every episode about him.
Yeah.
Like you can't take that from him. He's such a hustler.
Yeah. So I know what are you smiling about? What do you want to say?
So stupid.
What?
Nothing. I'm saving most of it for when we get to the actual meat and potatoes of it all.
We're in it.
I agree that Kyle should go be a DJ, and I think that Kyle doesn't have a DJ name, does he?
What do you think it should be?
There's no way he doesn't have a DJ name, really?
Yeah, he hasn't.
Wow.
Yeah.
DJ Divorcee.
No.
Dude, what? Come on, DJ Divorcee.
You need to run that through ChatGPT again and spit out
Chat
some more
GPT was like
creatives.
no notes, and Claude same. DJ Divorcee would sell out every
That is
stadium.
so middle-aged loser.
Dude, it'd be amazing.
No, immediately no.
Yeah, absolutely not. There's so much better. Even
but
if
why is Kyle the aggrieved? Also, is my next thing that I'm laughing about. What's Kyle got aggrieved? Kyle was a dick. He didn't pay attention to his wife, and she left him.
Okay.
I mean,
how's he aggrieved? I get that people are.
Talking about
I get that people are saying
in the
they're
media, like
they're
in
making.
because everybody takes a role in these things, and that's why I just want to tell Amanda, like you really botched this because you are going to have a way harder time than West will ever have because it's a man's world, and if you didn't learn that from Paige, I don't know where. Like you need to clean your ears out because she was trying to tell you this whole time. She's literally been preaching it.
There's a song about it.
would you say
There's a song about it.
There's a song about it.
Yeah, that's right. It's insane to me that she snatched defeat from the jaws of victory in an astoundingly Herculean way. Like you were getting the Queen's edit. Everyone was Team Amanda. You got what are those brand deals, collaborations. You were gonna get another not season, another pass at like doing collab to do your bikinis. And I'm not saying that you should lose work or whatever it is, but like,
no, you should.
You're not going to get those things anymore. Like this is just, it's interesting that all of this has happened now because there was just an episode of Oprah's podcast, which is excellent if anyone wants to listen to it, where the woman, obviously everyone remembers the Coldplay thing that happened last year, that were at the concert.
Yeah.
Yep.
That video, I think, was viewed over 300 billion times. There's 8 billion people on the planet. So do that math. And that's internet views. That's not including social media. Okay. And this woman who was the woman in the video, she was on Oprah's podcast and she's like, it's the only interview I will give talking about this. And I didn't even want to do it, but your team contacted me and I eventually thought like maybe this is important to talk about. And
you're Oprah. So there's that.
And this person's Oprah. Yes, 100%. And there were so many details of this story that I had no idea about. This woman was separated. Her ex-husband was at the concert, or soon to be ex-husband.
Yeah.
The guy that she was dating, she goes, where I messed up is it was an HR violation. I shouldn't have been dating him until we went to the board or like even
filled out the paperwork.
Filled out the paperwork.
Yeah.
That's right. But to my knowledge, what this woman said is he told me he was legally separated from his wife. I had no idea that he was lying to me. None. So of course, when the camera hits them, he bails and leaves her holding the bag. And she said, she was like, you have no idea what this has done to my life. Like my children getting death threats, me getting death threats. I was accosted in public. And
I don't mean to laugh at this lady's life, but like seriously, why are we death threats? Because you got caught on a jumbo cam?
People are crazy.
Because people can be nuts. And there's some person at home. I don't agree with this.
Serious about this.
No. But this is why I'm saying this before, like, as we're talking about this, because we should be responsible or whatever it is that word we want to use, as responsibly adjacent to responsibility. There are people out there that are like, oh my God, my significant other cheated on me. If I ever saw this woman, I'm going to give her a piece of my mind because she's a whore, piece of shit, asshole, honking their horns at her, blocking her cars in and parking structures or whatever. And it's like, first of all, your sig other cheating on you is not this situation. And that's wrong. And I'm sorry about that. But like, it doesn't mean you can go accosting strangers because this happened to you. It just doesn't. Second of all, there are details that we don't know. In this situation right now with West, Ciara, Amanda, whatever, Kyle, clearly from everything we know, it's f***ed up. You crushed a relationship that was so beautiful with Ciara. She was so loyal to you. She's such a good friend. She's my number one on the show, maybe on all of the Bravo shows right now. Like I have ridden hard for this chick and won't stop. Like this is not me jumping on a bandwagon. I've always really loved her. But in the same breath, I'm not going to be like, Amanda needs to eat shit and die. Because it's just insane. It's like people screw up all the time. Everyone in this room has screwed up. We are all going to screw up. I'm not trying to give them a pass and be like, oh, let's just be, easy on them. Clearly she's going through a tough time with her divorce. She's going through a tough time with her divorce and she still broke the heart of a woman that was a loyal friend to her for years. And that sucks. Yeah. But like, when Kyle was getting on one of the on the street interviews or whatever he was doing, he's just like, she's really getting cyberbullied. And it's like, yeah, you could jump on there and just be like, yo, that was f***ed up what you did to your friend. Or like, I can't, whatever. But like to be going after someone's life or their livelihood for a mistake that quite frankly, I'm sure 50% of the population has done. And I'm not excusing it. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying we can't like threaten people's lives in the midst of shit like this. Yeah. Because when I heard this woman talk, it never dawned on me. I saw the video. I drew an assumption in 2 seconds that here are two people cheating on their spouses. That's f***ed up. And you know what? Like you drive in the fast lane, you can't be surprised if you get a ticket. Yeah. That's not what happened at all. Yeah. And even if it was, it's still not like, to me, the punishment needs to fit the crime. Yeah. So even if they were both having affairs knowingly, to accost someone, to send them death threats, it's just like, we got to take the temperature down.
Come on.
Just like send a quippy joke. Yeah. And take Ciara's side and buy whatever product she sponsors because she's the fucking best and we ride at dawn for you. I'll ride at any other hour of the night for you, night or day for you. Yeah. I just thought that was important to kind of say because it was f***ed up and I think it's easy for people to get heated and also feel like my best friend did this to me and I'm so sorry, Judy. That bitch. Like, I hate you. And it's, everybody's a real human in the midst of all of this. Yeah. Do you think that's crazy for me to say, Mike?
No, of course I don't. I don't think it's crazy for you to say don't be mean to people. People shouldn't be mean to people. But it is the epitome of the world. Like, that's the internet age is, see a headline and go absolutely batshit crazy until the next headline comes. Well, what does the story say? Not important. that headline is crazy.
Yeah, I don't
and we're
have
going to
time for the
rage on
story.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? TLR, whatever.
TLDR.
Yeah, that one. Like, meat, bye. We're all veggie now. That means headlines only. So it just, unfortunately, it is what it is, right? And that sucks. I'll go on the record saying that part. I'm standing in the that sucks column. But I also am like, I'm probably the only one on planet Earth that is the only problem that I have with this whole thing is the Ciara part of it.
Oh.
And only from a West standpoint.
What?
Because I don't feel like, listen, West he's been flirting a little hard with Ciara for my liking. If this was the outcome, I've been saying it all year, and we all ride for Ciara. None of us don't. I'm
hard on Ciara, and this was like just blew me away.
Ciara and West, listen again. Hindsight is 2020, and I've been this whole I can't wait for Ciara and West. They're gonna fall in love. They're getting married the whole time.
Same.
And I believed it. I also believe Ben and Amanda banged. I now think Ben's awkwardness and his freak out on Bailey had nothing to do with Amanda and everything to do with Sabrina. But we'll get to that in part 2. Stay tuned, like and subscribe. As for this whole Amanda and West thing, I right now, until I hear more, I am going with no relationships were broken up. All these people were single. West and Ciara were there was gonna be no version 2.0. Right? As much as most of us wanted it, it wasn't happening. I don't know how I feel about it, and I'm not mad. I'm mad that it seems that West flirted too much with Ciara. Again, for my liking, for this to be the outcome, right? I have been preaching like, listen, dude, if you're going to go in for another shot at this, you better come correct. I'm talking full-blown attempt at like a life together. It doesn't have to work out that way, but like we're going for it.
Yeah.
That's the intention. We're not going to get some DMs in a year and get stupid again. Like we're doing it. Otherwise, leave her alone. Stop around. Like be friends. Have fun. Giggle. No more flirting. No more. Oh, we need to talk. Shut the up. Move on. You're friends now. It's over. Right? One or the other. And for me, knowing what we know now is a little too much flirting on West's part. So I'm not happy about that.
I said this in our text thread. Maybe you didn't read
I
it.
didn't. I had to almost one pie down, man. I almost got fired at work. People were like, if you don't fucking shut your phone off.
The four of us used to, what was our original one called?
Shane, Nat, myself, and Mike. We all realized we called each other, like our significant others, Boo Pie.
Boo Pie.
And so we were on a car trip to Palm Springs, and when we couldn't believe it, so then we were like, guys, we're a bunch of boo pies.
Yeah.
And so our text thread was called, or is still called, the Boo Pies.
Oh God, I'm embarrassed I even asked this question for you to tell them that this
No,
is
I
how
think
this
it's adorable because then
out.
when Nat, Shane, and I wanted to talk politics, we started our own thread and we named it One Pie Down.
Yeah.
So he thought he was going to go one pie down.
It's actually, our text thread is actually called A Bunch of Boo Pies.
I know.
That's what she just said. And that's why I said I regret bringing this up.
Mike, God, you're not an Abiati, but you seem so much like
well,
them.
no,
They don't listen to me either.
You said what you just said now, not to be a dick, but you were like, in the car, we realized we're a bunch of boo pies. But so our text thread is called Boo Pies.
No, I said a bunch of, our text thread is called a bunch of
I don't think you did, but whatever. It's fine. It is fine.
It's fine. It's fine. We'll see it on the tape. My point with all of this is on the text thread, I said that there was a guy that I dated that did me dirty. Okay. Like West did me dirty. Just wasn't on TV. And I was so upset about it. I cried to Natalie about it. I'm not with this person anymore. It's fine. It's over. But I said to Mike, he would know this if he read our text, but he doesn't. I go, Mike, this would be like if you and Natalie got divorced and she started hooking up with this dude. I don't want to be with this dude. I realize he's a f***ing dickwad, but
you know too much.
You started, the guy that did all that shit to me, made me cry, made me not get out of bed for 2 days. And I never don't get out of bed for 2 days. Like, and you started hooking up with him and made a public statement about it. I would be heartbroken.
Yeah.
And I would be like, wow, we aren't friends. Nothing I've ever done means anything to
Nothing
you.
I've ever told you about this person. You clearly didn't. You either thought I was lying.
You don't know.
Or
right. But you've also said multiple times that you don't 100% subscribe to the like, no, don't date your exes, your friends' exes.
Yes,
right?
I think
because like if you've sent them away, that's fair game. If it might work with like, totally fine.
It's all contextual. So like when I explain like with Shane and like our situation, we had been broken up for 2 years. I co-signed this. I spoke to his girlfriend before they started dating because she wanted to hear from me. Are you really okay with me going out on a date with this person?
What if we broke up and she started dating Shane?
If she came to me 2 years after Shane and I broke up and was like, I think I might be in love with him. Would you mind if I went on a date with him?
First of all, you'd fall over laughing because
I would be like, are you on drugs?
Is this the April Fool's joke?
Right.
Yeah.
I just would never think that would be, not because Shane isn't wonderful in all the ways he's wonderful. I just would never think that would happen. But yeah, I would just be like, yes, of course. But Shane and I also have a beautiful like uncoupling that happened. Me and this guy that I'm talking about did not have a beautiful uncoupling. So if you then went behind my back, so not only are you doing something that you know is going to hurt me, and you don't have the balls to come to me and say like, I think I have feelings for this person and I'm going to do it with or without you on board, which listen, I still would have been pissed, but I would have respected the fact that you were honest with me. Then you doubled down and lied with your bad behavior.
But this is all the things that we don't know. Like I think
Ciara didn't know and they were hooking up. Amanda and Wes were hooking up and Ciara didn't know 100%.
How do you know? What's 100%? What does that mean 100%?
Because
you know
if this
that
was happening
Ciara
when they
told
were
you?
at
She posted and was like, oh my God, I had no idea.
How about this? Maybe when Kyle...
It's not 100%. There was some bullshit that like, everyone got a text right before they announced it.
Well, the saying is 100%, so I'll amend it. Yeah, 99%.
That's your opinion, though. It's not what I'm saying is like your opinion is there's a 100% or 99% chance that Ciara knew about, or sorry, did not know about this. Is your opinion?
Why do we think that he might have?
Why would she have known and been okay with it? And then all of a sudden, yesterday when they put the statement out, she's unfollowing them. She's posting shit with the middle finger.
Just throwing it out there because just like Paige and Craig ruined the couples game in the Bravoverse, Scamandal ruined the disaster breakup game, right? So like, I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, and you will never know this. This is a full-blown speculation. But April, our accountant, who was the last person who I would ever expect to walk into my office and be like, no, these guys saw how much money they made off Scamandal. That's what they're doing. And I'm like, what, April? What? Who are you talking about? And like, so listen, I don't think this is what happened. I have a really weird, like, I love type of thing on this one. I don't know why, but like, yeah, I don't know why.
How are you equivocating?
I don't understand where you're at all with any of this. Because I'm walking,
I'm okay with it. I'm mad that West f***ed with Ciara again. Like that part is making me very upset.
Who do you share a bed with?
What?
Did you just say
Nobody.
I'm okay with this?
She sleeps on the couch.
No, I don't. Did you just say I'm okay with this?
Yeah.
I think as of right now, I'm okay with it. That might change, but as of right now, I don't. Nobody cheated. Nobody.
Oh my God.
But listen, as I say that, the more I'm now watching the Summer House, and I said it earlier in the time, I was like, oh, they totally banged last summer. Like, but I also think like now I'm watching Amanda, and before I was like, oh, she's so out on this dude. The way I explained it to Meg this morning was, I don't know if you've ever had a friends couple, like a friends couple, right? What would you call that? A married couple, whatever, that have been together where one of them's cheating and the other one doesn't know about it. And the cheater is obviously checked out of the relationship. And this is happening in the year that they're going to separate and break up and not be a thing anymore. That's what I'm seeing now is they're done. She's out. They've already separated. You said it yourself. They're not living together. This is not. So like, what are we mad about? Like,
I'm standing by my theory that they were not Like
maybe not,
they
but
were at
the
tail end
bathroom
of things,
visits
but they
and the
weren't
grabbies,
totally.
like they were talking. He was consoling her. He was giving her what she was begging Kyle to give her.
Yes, no. What I'm saying, what I'm standing by is I don't think Kyle and Amanda had 100% like thrown in the towel.
No, you don't. And
Yes.
I think I lean more towards you. I'm saying she believes that they're in separate apartments, the whole deal, that we're just watching a make-believe reenactment because we have to, like, that's what she believes.
Dude, if I had a separate apartment, even I like you, sometimes I would sleep there. Like, so just imagine if you're those two fighting like cats and dogs all the time.
I'm not disagreeing with you. All I'm saying is that it means if she was banging West, like she was already out. To me, it just makes, now I'm seeing a different thing. Before I'm like, oh, she's been begging for this thing from him for so long, right? Yeah. And he hasn't given it to her. And then he doubled down and went further away from it, right? So she's checked out. She's like, I've asked. And like when we get into part 2, stick around, like and subscribe, I'll get into like my thoughts on like his bullshit about like, listen, I've not hated Kyle until these last 2 episodes. And now I'm like, dude, you are pissing me off. The whole you to Amanda, not very nice, Kyle. And then this, and I get it. Kyle whines every time. He whines and he's, oh, big baby. This whiny session was crazy. That he was like, I can't believe it. Would you be willing to get help? Like, are we going to work? And she's just like, dumb. I've been asking you this for months and months and months to like work on, and you've been DJing. So
no, they did go to couples therapy, then she said, "I'm out on this. If you want to keep going to therapy, you should."
Yeah. I think a while back, but I'm saying like now, this whole DJ thing. She's asked for a thing. He's basically said no.
I got a question for you though. So you're saying if you and Nat got divorced, and you and I very soon after. You guys not even are divorced. You're just legally separated. You and I started banging.
And we all had a summer house. Like we like lived part-time together, kind of. Like we're all
even living part-time. We're still doing the show. Like just take it full on with our relationships.
Okay.
I see you guys all the time. There's cameras. May as well be. This is our summer house. Right now, that's all we can afford. Anybody want to sponsor us? That
Summer Stewed.
Summer Stewed. Summer in the studio. Point being, Shane was like, they should wait. He's like, this is also part of Winter House, which I was so proud that he knew that. He's like, they should do spring fling and fall into winter. I'm like, okay, somebody to stop shit. He was like so proud of himself. It was adorable. Anyway, so you're saying that we're hooking up behind Natalie's back, okay? And when Natalie finds out, she should just be cool in the gang with it because
behind Natalie's back, we know that they were hooking up behind Kyle. So I think again, like this whole thing's like, I think that we like to have fun on this show. So we get a little headline-y, right? So what we're doing right now is saying 100% Ciara didn't know, 100% is behind their back, 100% nobody knew. Oh my God, I can't believe this is such a disaster. How could they do it? How could they be so dishonest to their friend? Like that's what we're going with. But we don't really know any of that. We're just going with it because it's more fun that way, probably.
No, I think the facts. I think that we know some very key things.
Yes, same.
We know that. We know that I can't imagine that Ciara would still be carrying on with both of these people. It seems as if she kind of found out first through some people reaching out to her, some DMs. There may or may not have been a photo that someone took like in their window. I saw something today of them. There's like, I don't know who this girl is, but she's just sort of like taking this video like this and she's like eating some pasta. And then West and Amanda are kind of in the back. Like first it's just Amanda back there. Then West kind of comes over and it just seems like he kind of like squares up with her. Like he's maybe going to kiss her or put his arm. And this girl goes, She moves the camera like so that you can't see. So like people knew this thing was going on. There's people that are part of it that are, I'm sure they have their own friend group who are all keeping it on the low. But if Dave Portnoy knew at the Super Bowl back in January, like I have a feeling it probably somehow got leaked, got back to Ciara at some point. So I don't think that's like, Do you think that Ciara would keep continuing on filming
Posting
with her?
Pictures,
even going to
the
just like
Super Bowl together.
Yeah, they're at the Super Bowl
Remember
together.
the picture of Ciara laying on West, and Harris and I were freaking out over because we were like, we think they might like be actually trying to give it a go because they looked so flirty. It did not look friendly.
That's what everyone took that photo as. They're hooking up again. I think they're seeing each other again.
Sorry, we thought we were going to lose a leaf. Listen, it's a time. We're all under stress. He's very upset about the Amanda and West news.
I guess so.
He's in love with Ciara. He feels like she was wronged because she was. You were saying though, Nat.
Okay, so do you think that like they saw sort of like the entire like the world craze of Scamandal? Like I don't know who got money from that aside from Ariana and probably Bravo or Peacock just from people going back and watching.
What's her face is worth $30 million.
Who?
Raquel, whatever.
Raquel is worth $30 million?
Yeah, most of it apparently came off all of the Scamandal.
Oh, well, she did her podcast, which was horrible.
I'll take 30 minutes.
Okay, I'm sorry. So, okay, so
but how do we know this? Because none of those net worth things.
Cool. How do we know anything?
Like, I don't know. I know Ciara enough to know. And let me tell you why I know this about Ciara. And it's not a good look. Ciara is completely imprisoned by her emotions. This is not a girl that can go, let me look at this in a bigger picture view. You know, let me think about the dollars and cents of this.
Like, cool. I'm not saying
she's an emotional.
Here's what I
person.
really think happened. What I really truly think, and this is my love, is I think that like Amanda was going through this divorce. West was there talking to her, supporting her, giving her all the things that she was asking. This is a classic story, Americana story here.
If you listen to the podcast, I presented this whole thing as she's just a normal girl, like any other normal girl going through a horrible 10-year long relationship, and people act a fool after those things.
Right. And they act a fool with the dude or girl, partner, whatever, that like is there for them during this time.
Yeah.
And it makes perfect sense. So like if that's all that you said, then I'm with you. Like I think that's what happened.
But Ciara wouldn't be on board with this.
That's right. There's so many other
I'm not
layers
saying
to
that. This is going to get super confusing. That is what I just said, and apparently what you said last week.
Yeah.
The true love of it all, like they just fell in love over this time, over last summer.
Yeah,
and
it's
then,
not true love. It's consequence.
Whatever.
It's
the
like
true love in air quotes.
They find themselves in this circumstance
it's a circumstantial love.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
lust,
we don't
really.
listen. Yeah. So there's that, but then there's also the like headline of it all is like, oh, did Ciara know? Did who know? Were they banging last summer? How long has this been going on? Like there's all that kind of. Is it a Scamandal 2.0? Are they all trying to get rich? Is this a move for who? You know, like that's the fun of it, like to talk about it, but we don't know any of that. Like,
but what do you think?
I just said what I think.
No, because there's so many other layers than like boy and girl meet, they hook up, and that's what happened. It's like, do you think Ciara knew? When did she find out? It's never the crime. It's always the cover up. You know what I mean? Like, what are the details in the aftermath?
But that's the thing. Like, everyone's making this out to be this crime. Like, I don't know. Were Ciara and West on a path to getting back together?
No,
that's irrelevant.
It doesn't matter.
I think so. This is you can't date your friend's ex.
You think that everything is
don't get mad. I'm just asking questions.
But like you're making this way too simple. Like these were really close, tight knit group of friends, and like this thing seems to have caused a ripple in the entire group. I don't know who all knew. There's going to be an element of like, what did Jesse know and when did he know it? He's going to be Tom Schwartz in this, like
and he is no Tom Schwartz.
Yeah, he is no Tom Schwartz. But like everyone is going to have to pay some consequence for what these two decided to do. And so I'm just trying to understand how long do you think Ciara knew about it?
I don't know.
I would guess maybe a month ahead of it all coming out.
You think Hundy P knew, or like she was leaning towards?
No, people sending her things, and then if a photo did come in of them actually kissing or whatever, I could see her holding on to that for no more than a month. Like,
yeah, I'm capping out at 3 weeks, a short month. February.
And that's what I think too. I think it's more like she got word of it from a month, and then maybe 2 weeks later saw the hard evidence. And then I think that there is this other huge thing. Like, they are getting ready to spin off into a show that we have all been praying for, talking about, waiting for. There are, you know who didn't pitch that show? Amanda. She didn't do dick all for this show. This is all Lindsay and Kyle. I bet you anything. They were the force behind push. I'm pretty sure that's why Lindsay got this insane apartment that she just got. New show, new look. Like, gotta come
piano
correct
in there. I got a good signing bonus.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that there's a lot of people that would have to deal with the ramifications of this. So I can see Ciara being like, this is bigger than just me. This is a show that a lot of people have put a lot of time into developing and pitching and finally getting it greenlit. They have shot for it. Lindsay's a single mom out there. She's spearheading this thing. And then Kyle, if like, because now according to Kyle and Ciara talk all the time now and like have this relationship that I don't think they had before.
And he did say, he goes, I found out this weekend, and he thinks that she found out just a little bit before him.
And that,
unless Kyle's lying also, unless they're all lying.
And I honestly think it's kind of why Kyle is being as cool as he is, because the show as is, like, best case scenario, they're just going to have to rework, reconfigure, rejigger, like, what the premise of this show is. Because she was supposed to be a main, I'm thinking it's Lindsay, Amanda, and Kyle, and the two, like, the Italian guy and his wife.
And his
wife. Like, I can't remember who else if they've confirmed who else is in this, but what you never want to do, getting a show to that point is so hard. You just are like, I don't want to ruffle it. Like, I'm thinking he might be kind of coming to Amanda's defense about this to keep Amanda in the public's good graces somehow. Like, otherwise, like I said, best case, it gets reconfigured and pushed a little bit out because we got to figure out what we're going to focus on now. Are we going to use this footage that we already shot? And then worst case is they go, this is not what we signed up for, you know? And then Loverboy is like, maybe that was his Hail Mary to get this, like, this show is like the only thing that could possibly save Loverboy. The only thing, like I said, it's Lindsay's show. It's Amanda was supposed to be, like, even think of it this way. Kyle and Amanda, I think, kind of decided to just part ways, kind of like, okay, you don't really care about Loverboy. I'm not going to take any money from you. If Amanda doesn't have an income, that probably means Kyle's going to have to pay some alimony now, or some support. Like, there's a lot of shit going on.
A lot of moving parts with this.
Yeah.
I just also can't get past. So you're, sorry to harp on this. You're saying you and Nat separate, okay? And a few months later, you and I start hooking up, and she should be cool with that.
If
because
Natalie
it's for love.
and I spent 6 to 12 months, because this started a season ago that he became a DJ, right?
Yeah.
Or 2 seasons ago.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, super salad. 2 seasons or 1 season ago? Like, how long has Kyle been a DJ? Let's do a year. Let's say a year. Let's say for 12 months, right? I have been asking Natalie, how long is this YouTube thing? Like, I didn't marry a YouTuber. This is really this is nuts. You're out all the time at these YouTube events. You're sleeping over at...
Nerd alert.
You're sleeping over.
By the way, we'd love to come if you want to invite us. You too.
Yeah, seriously, I pray for this day. You're sleeping over at content creators' houses, like you're calling them collabs. Like, what the hell's going on, right? Like, and I was begging her, and I'm not. Listen, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, you're Amanda." I know. These people at this point, they can do whatever the they want. Like, it's a free world. So, like, if that was what's going on, right? And again, not saying that Amanda's a perfect angel, but she has been asking for this one thing, like, explain the DJ thing to me. Like, I did not, and that's a life. That's a lifestyle. If that blows up, like, shoot, man, that's a whole situation, right?
Okay.
That, like, fair enough, you didn't sign up for that. If I had been asking Natalie something similar for a year, please, I'm begging you. And then 6 months into that year, I start checking out, and it's obvious. All my friends know. And Natalie and I were never probably meant to be together in the first place. And now I'm thinking, oh, I think this is it. I think we're done. And you're the person that comes to talk to me just from happenstance at a bar, whatever.
No,
right?
not from happenstance. Because we're the three of us do this show together. We're friends. She's my best friend.
You're there for me. You support. You're there. You're the person I can talk to.
Thank you so much.
Right? And
well, you're out at your YouTube events.
Yeah, our YouTube events, and we go camping or like just doing things that I'm like, oh, she never wanted to do those things with me. And over 6 months or 9 months.
And no, we're using the timeline that we're given with these people.
But this is the timeline, right? They ended in September filming. So that's September, October, November, December, January, March. So 5 months, right? Over 5 months, right? And let's include the 3 months of Summer House because that's probably when this all started.
But they were still, I'm going from they separated. Didn't they announce their separation in like September, October?
It was, I think, 3 months ago that they actually gave the statement.
Fine, but like we all know that, like we all believe. Fine, but we all
we don't know.
But we believe that they have been checked out for a while, right? Fine. So 3 months before we break up, you're consoling me. We're talking. 3 months after we break up, you and I start hooking up. But we're like, we think we're in love. I think that I'm in love with you. You think that you're in love with me, or
but
you're
I'm also
just
hooking up with a ton of other dudes.
Yeah, you're probably just looking to get a piece of
So how you think I'm in love with you? You're
right?
a moron.
And she ruined Travis's life before.
Yeah, you gotta pick somebody. I wouldn't care about Travis like that. I'm kidding.
But hold on. So you're just saying Nat should just be cool, get with it. She should be cool with that.
Well, I don't think she should be cool with it. I think she should be very, very bummed that she let it happen. Not literally, but like you could have fixed it. You could have stopped your YouTube events, but you didn't, right? Like,
but because I didn't have an income.
Listen, all I'm saying is
I'm working for the family.
Yeah, okay.
That's right. You got 2 kids to support.
Yeah, I got 2 apartment units before that my ex bitch is sleeping in.
How about this, y'all?
You guys should write my answers for me.
I'll
when
just
you ask
speak
questions.
for when you're saying crazy stuff.
I think that you'll look at this, you'll be like, that didn't make any sense.
What didn't make sense about it?
You know, people
the
say
fact
like
that we are best friends, and even Craig was like, I don't want to come between Sally and Charlie, 2 bitches he met 5 minutes ago,
who weren't even best friends.
And even he was like, I've been doing my best to not come between these 2 people. Like,
okay, so that's another thing. You guys are
like,
best friends. I don't know if Amanda and Ciara are best friends.
Okay, well,
they're friends, okay, I guess but like best friends for 20 years, they're not that.
Clearly, Amanda has no best friends.
I was just gonna say Amanda doesn't understand how to be a best friend.
No, she doesn't know anything about it.
Doing.
So Amanda, if Amanda like, because you're like, oh, you're making it too simple. Most of the time, the simplest answer is the correct answer, right? So like, let's just say they just felt like that's what happened. She had a rough time.
But they didn't fall in love because he's stooping other people.
What does that mean? We watch it every year on The Bachelor. Oh, I'm in love with 3 women.
But that's the construct of the show. West's life is not The Bachelor.
It's the construct of the show.
West is out in the world hooking up with Amanda. Life. Also, there has been a report, I'm using my air quotes for those of you who are listening, that like he was kind of like, I guess him and Ciara maybe tried to like, so you guys give it a go during the winter. And so they're hooking up. And then at the same time, the Amanda stuff's happening. Let's just say that didn't happen at all. Okay. He is still hooking up with other women while he's been hooking up with Amanda.
And now he's decided to stop and be with Amanda. What I don't understand what that has to do with anything.
I don't even know if it's been 2 weeks. It seems like it was somebody found out and then was like, "Oh, okay, I'm not doing this anymore." It doesn't seem like he didn't. I don't think he did that thing where he calls, gets his list together and starts the phone tree and goes, "Hi, I just want to call and let you know I will no longer be calling you for booty calls anymore because I am in a committed relationship
with someone I can't tell you about,
with my ex-girlfriend's best friend and my ex-roommate's ex-wife. Actually, they're still married.
And he's also my current roommate because the show's still on and we don't know if we're coming back next year. Like,
yeah.
I just want to say this.
So can you guys tell me do you think they've been secretly
I would love to tell you what is going on. I also just want to make this clear in case I haven't been. I'm letting anyone who's friends with me know and everyone in this room know and everyone watching know if some dude did me wrong and I have cried to you about him and this has been a real sensitive point in my life and you have decided that you've fallen in love with him and you don't come to me hold on.
Not true though.
And you don't come to me before you decide to act on that, we're going to have a real problem.
We're not going to be friends anymore.
Yeah.
And listen, Amanda did Ciara the favor of a lifetime to
with friends like that, who needs enemies?
Who needs that? And also, if I do feel like Ciara needed a hard kick in the ass to be like, forget this little ginger like, forget this little smarmy, disgusting, lying, just bastard. Like, what a idiot this guy is. Take a look at this guy. Take away everything. Pretend you've never heard him speak. Think about him walking in front of you on the street. No one would look twice at this little shit.
Who?
West Wilson. Like, what a pathetic little dweeb. I don't know how he got funny and like, thank God he figured that part out. Or like, literally, this guy would never get laid.
He is so wildly insecure.
Yeah.
He is a cow. You are a coward, Wes.
Yeah.
Because when that microphone gets on you during the reunion in the next 2 weeks or whatever, you better talk. Not like how you did it 2 seasons ago where you sat on that couch and said nothing after you broke Ciara's heart and decided that instead of having a conversation with her mano a mano, I should just, take the high road and go to the New York Times. You have not changed one iota. I knew I shouldn't have forgiven you. I'm so bummed. But I will say I only did it because my girl said it was okay to forgive him. Ciara was like, I guess he's hugged the cactus long enough. And I personally think what happened was the beginning of what you were saying, where it's like, listen, when you are in that post breakup of a seminal relationship, it doesn't even matter if you're getting divorced, if you've spent a decade with someone, married or not. And I know that marriage adds this huge thing because there's paperwork and all of that. I'm not saying that I'm just saying like you could be in a relationship and feel that deep love and heartache also without the paperwork. So I think she was just in this tailspin of like feeling her new self and she's lost all this weight and her lip injections are hitting just right and she's feeling the new vibe and the new deals and all this stuff, right? And I think that she's getting something from West. As Vicky Gunvalson would say, her love tank was empty, and since she was now engaging with West, her love tank is full. And she's being probably, I hate this term, but she probably was being love bombed. I think West is really good at like kikiing with you and having the jokes, and like he's probably a great kisser because he's a Capricorn dude and they're great kissers.
Okay, he's not a good kisser.
Listen, even a broken clock is right twice a day. He could be an asshole and a great kisser.
I mean, then his lips are attached to that face. Just remember the face. It's not good.
As we move on, I think that's how she ended up in bed with him. And I just think West, there's no bottom to his bottom. I think he will hook up with whoever wants him to, because whatever's going to fill the void of if I fuck you, then I'm enough. If I can hook up with this chick, then I'm enough. If I could hook up with that chick, then I'm not 5'8" and a little chubby. And by the way, I don't give a shit. 5'8's beautiful. Chubby's beautiful. I'm just saying what I think his mental math is with all of this. And I think he has no moral compass when it comes to this shit. He might be a great person to work with. He might be a lovely son in relationships. I think you should be banned from dating anyone. I think there should be a poster that says, if you see this dude, don't let him put it in you.
Just kidding.
Just like he just shouldn't. It's like when you're getting sober, like you can't, they say in like 12-step programs, don't be in a relationship for a year after you've established like your first day of sobriety.
Yeah.
I think West Wilson needs to be put on ice as far as relationships go. And I think that Ciara did not know. I think Ciara was even hanging out with them together and had no idea that these two were going home, maybe together. And I think that is what's making her feel like a fool and so silly and crestfallen and heartbroken, whatever other adjective you want to throw into the mix. And I got news for you. You should not feel that way. They should feel embarrassed for their actions. You have nothing but hold your head up high. You're a fucking queen. We live for you.
And she has all those feelings.
I think there's no way she couldn't feel I don't think she should feel this way, for the record, but I think the natural reaction is to feel so embarrassed and feel like, wow, so not only am I on record, like kind of letting this guy in again this summer as he's flirting with me, but he dumps me like a hot potato to go for one of my best friends who's on the show with me. So not only did he screw me over, she also screwed me over. And I do not think they were honest about it. I don't think they had a kiss and then realized, oh my God, wait, this might actually be something. And after maybe the third time they hooked up, realized, you know what, we should sit down Ciara and tell her together and see how she wants to handle this because she's the aggrieved party. I don't think they took her into consideration one iota. I think they were just so happy to be having the pheromones be passed between the two of them, and they didn't think of her once. And I think what's even shittier is they had that conversation with her this summer being like, you don't even know that I got double the backlash because it looked like I let you, this white moron, play me. And so now they know that going into this situation, and they still decided they're going to go for it and not loop her in so she doesn't look like a fool. And by the way, she doesn't look like a fool and she shouldn't feel like a fool. But I think that that's how she
anytime that
is feeling.
You might just start to feel like I should have seen this
that's
coming.
Right.
How have I been talking to this girl who is so nice and has always been so supportive and so sweet and just like wouldn't harm a fly? Like, she's Raquel, whatever Levis. When you look back at those seasons of Vanderpump, like, everybody thought, like, literally Katie Maloney, who hates everyone, was like, she's so nice. That's what Amanda has turned out to be, is this person who, like, if you think about it, we never knew her. We've only known her to be with Kyle. She came in as like a random booty call, a hookup, whatever. Finally gets, I think that these two, we have been saying forever, they should not be together. They have nothing in common. They want nothing the same. But I think that we would all be surprised at actually how much they do.
I was thinking the same thing. As soon as all this started coming out, I'm like, maybe they're actually perfect for each other.
Yeah.
Kyle and Amanda?
For who their characters are and what they're willing to do for their partners, or the roles that they find comfort in, or the dynamic that they feel comfortable in. Like, yeah, like they there's a reason they worked for 10 years. Like, there's a reason for that.
I have to say, listen, I think you can do a bad thing and not be a bad person.
Yes.
And I do think that's Amanda. I think she did a very bad thing. I don't think she's a bad human being. Like, I don't think she would steal money if I left her with my debit card and my PIN number. I don't think she would harm, my cats if I left them with her. But I do think that currently in this moment, she's in a real mixed up state.
Yeah.
And has made a series of bad decisions to cover up the original sin of the bad decision, which is hooking up with him. I also think that she, for some reason, puts stock into bad dudes and believes them when they lie to her or tell her whatever version of the truth that they are spinning to her. Because Kyle is not the best dude to be in a partnership with. West clearly has proven, even Dara said, he's the best dude until you want to fall in love with him. The writing is on the, to me, the biggest criminal and degenerate of this entire situation is Wes Wilson.
He totally is. Yeah.
Lock, stock, and smoking barrel, that guy can go down.
So in the beginning, we were like, oh, unless this is it, unless they get married, unless she's pregnant, they get married and live happily ever after, blah, 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 and then rage off a bunch of stuff that we're making up. What if?
Great. Let's see it. We're not going to see it.
Because even if, let me just explain.
So that's why you guys are so pissed off at this. You don't think it's real. You don't think that there's a chance
because of who he is and who she is. Seeing
when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. West has never shown us that he can be in an adult relationship.
No one can ever change, period, end of story.
I believe
that who they show you that they are the first time is who they are forever and always, and you should believe that.
Yes, also show you again the second time.
Right, but that's not what the statement is.
No, but I stand by my statement because West isn't showing me that he's a different person. So once West shows me that there's been growth and he's changed, then I will believe him. But until then, I will not believe you because you're showing me, West is showing me exactly who West is today in this moment. If he wants me to believe him to be a different person, show up as a different person.
But he's not. He won't show you who he is until he leaves her and then does an article because more hot chicks can slid into his DMs.
He went for the girl whose heart he broke. He went for her best friend. And they are hooking up.
Just after he had gone for her again and put Ciara in that weird position again.
I'm with you. That's where I'm like, that part of the whole thing is like, I don't like that. So I'm there. I'm 100% there on West. I think that you f***ed with Ciara a little too much.
Yeah.
But now I'm also seeing all these weird things. Like, was that a hide? Was that a what do you call it? A red herring? What do you, when you try to slide a hand or like whatever, a distraction to
which part?
Him flirting with Ciara so hard? Was that a cover up to get the eyes off
the stink off of him?
Because
and
that's
Amanda.
because that's when he starts going in the bedroom. It's when he starts going in the bathroom.
That's even more
it's
dark then.
when he starts.
Then you're using her as a pawn.
Maybe. But like that's when the Amanda, at least on the Summer House, that's when Amanda and West thing starts kind of blossoming on camera, right? You got to think that it happened before, not on camera, and now they're comfortable enough to do this on camera, right? That's a stepping stone. And that's when West started really being like, oh, it was so perfect, and it was just the time of my life, and she's so beautiful, and I can't believe, right? Like, so the timing is very odd.
But then doesn't he kiss her this summer?
There is a rumor that something happens.
Like, then don't do that.
But
then
I
you're
don't,
still
sure,
a scumbag.
but sure, he's only a scumbag at that point if he's banging or serious about it. Like, see, this is where these timelines come into play. So, like, if he is in fact flirting with, if he is in fact realizing that there's going to be something with Amanda or something is happening and she's feeling the same way during that time, then yes, this is like the whole hiding it with flirting with it. It's all f***ed up. But if not, like, it could also be like, listen, people date and they date 6 people and that could go on for 6 months until one day, guy number 5, you realize that's the guy. And then the rest of them go away and you're now with guy 5 or girl 5 or whatever, right?
You're, I believe, oversimplifying things.
Because sometimes
the simplest answer is the answer.
And
I
with
got you.
love, sometimes, like, love is complicated, but falling in love sometimes isn't.
Oh man!
Yeah, but
I've
here's my point still, Mike.
Off on this is not love.
Okay.
This is a guy who can't do anything that isn't in it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
Go.
Even if it is love, you have the decency to meet with Ciara and say all of this maybe before it gets so deep that it becomes this national story. So maybe Ciara has the ability to chime in.
And how much money do you make off the not national story?
I mean,
versus the national story that's going to be 3 weeks headlines.
Dude, you think Amanda is equipped to deal with all this hatred? This bitch didn't do anything for money. She did it because she's
been dealing with
an
hatred for 10
insecure little
years.
simpleton who has never not had a dude. I'm convinced this girl is a serial monog of like all the Kyles and Wests of the world. That's got to be her resume. The fact that you put out 2 joint statements within 3 months of each other, one with your husband and then one with a dude that you're banging behind your friend's back. Like, you can't even put out your own statement. You don't even have a voice that can speak without some dipshit next to you. Like, that, if you have a PR team and they told you to do that, fire them immediately. If you have one and it was your idea and they didn't push back, fire them immediately. If you just didn't listen,
fire yourself immediately.
Your fucking self. Like, this is the saddest show of a woman I have seen in a minute.
Listen, I could be completely wrong. And maybe after they hooked up 2-3 times, they realized this is a real thing. I want to go to Ciara, but I can't even get the sentence out, because to me, as much as we are not the biggest Jessie fans on this pod, at least Jessie went up to West and was like, hey, just want to get a temperature check. Like, if I were to hook up with Ciara, and he asked in the wrong way, and he said if it was a drunken thing and he wasn't taking it seriously, and Ciara has only said, be intentional if you want to date me. There's so many things wrong with this, but let's just look at this one aspect of it, right? At least before it happened, even dumb, I'm getting a pedicure, Jessie,
old chompers,
had the wherewithal to go to West being like, would that bother you? So I just don't believe personally, and I could be wrong, that West and Amanda said, listen, this is going to be a massive payday for us. Are you cool with us hooking up because we really feel like we're in love? and you're going to make it rain every day that ends in Y if you can just play the victim card. You cool with that? I don't know. Listen, I also am the same person that thought Amanda wouldn't do this. So maybe I'm too trusting.
I knew that Amanda would do this because of where she's at. But the more that I think about it, I think that Amanda has been this person her entire life. And we never saw it because we've only seen her in the shadow of this dude. And he is so loud and obnoxious with all of his flaws that hers really went undetected. And there is something about this whole thing. Like, I always say, like, I'll talk shit on whoever I want. And I have to say, like, I have held back on Amanda because of the situation that she was in. Like, I have never liked this bitch. Like, I just thought she was just nothing special. She's just like,
my sister feels the same way. She's like, am I missing something?
Yeah, I've been, and like Harris is obsessed with her. And I'm like, am I seriously missing something? Because she seems like the most basic bitch. And yes, she's gotten a little styly in the last couple years of her existence here. But like, as far as like what she offers, we've said it a million times. She would never be here had it not been for that. She hooked up with a guy that was a go-getter that went and made shit happen.
That's right.
She's not shit don't happen at Amanda's house ever. People thought she's so nice. She's a girl's girl. She's so supportive. If you've never been with this person in a real world situation where like you're not coworkers in a way where you're both going for the same job, you're not friends where you're both single and going out to a bar and you don't know how she's going to be. If there's one hot guy at the bar, like, do you have a discussion? Like, she's just not someone that she's an untrustworthy, she's Rachel Leviss.
And there are some people that when they're in a relationship, I want to be best friends with you all day, every day. You're amazing. And then single, I don't know you.
I don't want
you're a shit friend.
Exactly.
And I also just want to say she has been doing a lot of press because obviously Summer House is airing right now. And somehow I'm in some algorithm where like a lot of these things have been popping up.
Yeah, me too.
But prior to the, what'd you call it? Scamandal.
It's a scamandal. It's a scamandal.
So much better. Prior to the scamandal all happening. And she was asked in multiple podcasts, there's stuff that was on Watch What Happens Live, where they were like, Amanda, you know, you've got some cute castmates. Would you ever go from any of those? And she goes, no, it's literally like looking at my brothers. I would never touch any of them. So she's lying
So hard and in a way that almost tries to make the viewer feel stupid, that you would ever even think that she would be, are these guys? And listen, it should be. Like, we should feel stupid for thinking that because it's stupid that you're entertaining this. But I don't put anything past you at this point.
Or I would also have respect if she was just like, I know this might sound weird, but I kind of always have thought Jesse Solomon's cute. And, you know, Kyle and I have an amicable divorce. And so maybe we'll see what happens. Or anything. You don't even have to name some of them, but just be honest about it. And Mike's scoffing at this, but she really did say that on what's his name?
I'm scoffing it. You basically were like, I was watching this politician on TV and he said this thing and he wasn't being honest. Like, yeah,
you're not a politician, you're a reality star.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're supposed to, right? You're supposed to show us your reality, right?
You're listening to a woman who's like, I would never date any of these people. And the only reason you know this woman is because she dated and married one of these people.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. That's the only reason we know.
Yeah, but that was
why we're listening to her say this thing.
Right, but when as we met her, it was because she was dating this guy. They ended up, as the story goes, falling in love, getting married. So for her now to have been in this house with these dudes for 10 years who she's saying she looks at as brothers, she came on the show hooking up with Kyle. Mm-hmm. She didn't fall in love with him in the house.
Yeah.
And like, this is totally random, but like, you guys know, I've been out of town for my best friend's birthday, and he had never seen it before. And so every time him and I get together, we always just binge a bunch, like just binge season after season, like whatever. So we did Summer House. So I always start at season 3, which I would tell anyone, start when Paige starts. The rest is irrelevant. And watching back, this girl has literally never had a thing going for her. Kyle has been acting as Kyle acts from the jump. They even had a minute where, like in season 4, I think, where they literally do like this, like they're doing like a little, not a seance, but like a little thing with all of them about what they're what they all want to throw away and let go of. He's just like one of those little circles where you're like, I want to throw away this and leave that in the past. And she says the thing about the cheating, I never want to talk about the cheating again. It's over. It's in the past. We're moving forward. We're not talking about the cheating anymore. Listen, this bitch brings up the cheating night and day for the rest of her life, while she just sort of continues to get to do less and less and less because he cheated. And then we all go, yeah, well, he did cheat. And it's, who knows when you can get over that. Like, this girl has truly not contributed anything to this marriage. She has never cared. Like, so when we talk about money, she didn't give a shit about money. If she cared about money, she would have not been so like, whatever, about literally everything that Kyle has done, has paid for, has worked for. She's so checked out of all of that stuff.
So she has her
in
own
regard
bank
to
account.
Scamandal money,
right? But like
all
how
of her
much?
shit.
How much is what's her allowance?
Well, my guess is that he was paying for the apartments because I'm assuming those were like work related or whatever.
Yeah.
It's his car, so I'm thinking that's your biggest nut if you're living in the city, and she probably makes a decent salary from all of Summer House to all of her other brand deals and stuff. So if she has a few $100,000 to live off of, she's like, I don't care.
Yeah. I can't imagine that she was getting a few $100,000 a year in those beginning years. She has really just from the very jump, from the very beginning of them doing Loverboy, he would come home and be like, did you do that thing? And she'd go, I just want to do it tomorrow. And he was like, you said that yesterday. Like, it's being a logo, man. Like, he's not asking you to schlep a bunch of cases over to the bar or whatever. Well, like,
and like she said in this episode, you're the artist. Draw some shit. Artist some stuff.
Artist some stuff.
This is I didn't give you a job in accounting. I gave you a job doing exactly what you want to do.
Nat, do you feel like what my timeline or whatever, how I'm tracking things is that do you agree with me or do you deviate? Because Mike has a totally different opinion than me.
No, I mean, listen, I've been listening to a million things. Can you just hone it down? Like, what are the specifics
I'll try
of
the
it?
25 words or less this. Basically, I agree with you in the beginning. It's like she's in some wonky place, separated.
Yeah.
He's probably love bombing her. I think they start hooking up. I think he's also still at the same time hooking up with a bunch of other chicks. And then they realize they're getting sloppy with it because everything that happens in the dark comes to light. And they realize, you got to say something. And Ciara knows, or she's hip to it, and they make this statement, and now we know. I think she called. I'm sure they called beforehand or like sent a text to someone, but I don't think it was like. I don't think they sat down with Ciara before they ever hooked up to be like, "Are you okay with this? We're all going to get great brand deals, whatever off of this."
Listen, Mike, I get it. I get what you're saying, but
that's what happened.
Oh, I thought.
What do you think happened?
I told you in the beginning what I think happened. I'm asking, like, I'm just stating, like, Craig and Paige blew up the couple thing. Scamandal blew up this. Like, it's just putting ideas in people's head. I'm asking the question. I don't think that's what happened.
So what do you think happened?
I told you what I think happened is that she was dealing with this thing. He was there for her. I might put a vote in for maybe they had a makeout session, stopped, and was like, whoa, dude, is this how are we doing? Like, okay, there's some shit. This is crazy as well. It's going to be a disaster. We need to talk to some people. We need, like, maybe that happened and then they banged. Like, I want, maybe it's because I want to believe that. I want to believe that this is an unfortunate true love story. That, like, this dude was there.
But how does Ciara factor into it? Like, when do you think she found out?
I don't know. I really don't know.
If you had to guess.
I have no idea, but I don't think it's I don't know. To me, I don't know if it matters so much when she found out, unless these two were banging for a while. If these two have been banging, like if they've been hanging out, talking on the phone, we'll go to the thing, we'll go to an event together. Oh, we're flirting. This is going places. One night, a little makeout sesh. And then it just kept going, and that led to banging and more banging, and let's meet here and let's go to here and to bang. And now we're banging all the time. And now we got to tell. If that comes to light, then I'm with you guys. Then I'm like, F you both. This is bullshit. Right now, I'm kind of like, this is an unfortunate situation. But I want to believe that it's an unfortunate situation where two people in a friend group maybe fell in love. And then once they realized that, said to the friend group, hey, we're going to pursue this.
Got it. So
now they're pursuing it.
So to be clear, you think maybe 3 months ago or whatever, because it's been happening for like 3-ish months or whatever in your timeline, they made up, they realized like, whoa, are we going to do this?
I don't know when the makeout was. It could have been 2 weeks ago.
Well, when do you think, like, if we're just like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I
know, but we have gut instincts on what we think. I'm asking you, what's your gut instinct? Besides, I don't know.
I don't have a gut instinct on when they first touch lips. I think they've probably been hanging out for a long time, as it seems so on the interwebs. I think the Super Bowl is probably pretty accurate.
Yeah,
I think it was probably before that.
Me too. I think January.
I think I'm now seeing signs of last summer, these two starting to think of things and feel weird things and probably have thoughts in their own head that they're not sharing with anybody about, Amanda? I never thought about Amanda. And Amanda being like, man, I can't believe West is the only one that came in here and checked on me. Like my own husband's not even having those moments on their own.
Okay, I feel like I see this so clearly. I feel like I could bet my right arm on like what I think happened.
Fantastic, but what we're doing is all here speculating on a thing that broke
I know, but I think that mine's right.
Great, that's fantastic.
Oh wait, but so do you agree with what I was saying?
I think that yours is even nicer than what it is.
Oh my, okay. So what do you think?
Okay, I think that they were clearly hanging out. Like at a certain point, Amanda started going out on her own. Kyle's probably off DJing. He's apparently leaving her at home for several days of the week. Like they are living two separate lives.
I think like what, September, October, you're thinking this?
I mean, I think probably the summer, like probably while the show is filming, probably before it.
Like during the week or whatever, where they're not. Okay.
Yeah. I think that she is like, somebody at some point extended an invite. She probably doesn't normally get invited to things because she's married and she doesn't go out a ton. It's not really her thing. One day she said yes. And it's probably during the time when Kyle's really revving up and going on his things. This is probably before they started filming Summer House. So last, I'm thinking like a year ago, spring. She goes out with them. I've always thought these two have a connection. There is like, they look for each other in rooms.
You have always said that.
They always just sort of like, Wes kind of like sits up a little taller when she comes in. Like they look happy to see one another. I don't think that they were like doing anything wild at the time, but I think that they've just always had a vibe for one another, but like didn't take it seriously at all, didn't think whatever. She's clearly married and he's in this whole scandal with Ciara for like an entire year. It was a whole thing. I think that at some point she gets an invite to go out. They do. And now they're really, that bond is getting nurtured. They're hanging out. They're exchanging some like just kind of glances across it, like just a longer look than you would give some whatever. At some point, they had a kiss or they had a big talk where she's telling him all of her whatever about her home life and whatever.
Roughly timeline. When do you think this is?
I'm thinking
fall?
This is like this summertime, before Summer House is even filming, or like this is so okay.
Wow.
I think one night they're like one invite leads to probably where like now she's being like, what are you guys doing tonight? Because Kyle's gone again. So they go out. At some point, they stay later somewhere. And again, I know it sounds like, wow, you're really got some specifics here. I don't know, but I really like, it's all my own life experience.
This is exactly what happened with those two. They all went out. They stayed later, went to another club.
Because it's a classic trope. That's why she's saying it like this.
Your classic is just, it's simpler than mine. Like I've just got like whatever. I'm 29 years old. I've had some life experience. Like we've all experienced some little piece of this,
100%.
you know? Yeah. So they were probably are just getting closer. Like they're just telling each other about their lives, and like she's talking about something that Kyle did, and he called her a bitch last week, and he told her, you know, that she's worthless and she's whatever. I think that one night they have one of those deep conversations, and it probably ends like they're probably saying goodbye. And you know how just like even Shane and I kiss on the lips when we say hello. Like there's just certain people that do that. Like it's not a sexual thing. It's whatever. Like believe me, it's not a sexual thing. But like I Stephanie's husband is like that. Yeah. Like every time I see Rich, he always just goes straight. Like I feel like they had one of those, but West isn't that guy. No. Rich is that guy. Shane is that guy. Yeah. This motherfucker ain't that guy. Yeah. But he's probably comforting her. He goes to say goodbye, like just like to after like a long night of all these things delving, and he gives her a kiss on the cheek or whatever. Or they kiss on the lips, and then it something fucking. Both of them got little boners, like or a feeling of like just. Oh my God, I haven't felt that in a minute. Yeah. You know, like
I've never done that with you before.
Exactly.
Friends.
Exactly. Now, West to me, and I can't remember what this is from, but I feel like there was an episode that was just all jokes and whatever, but there's always truth to whatever. Was there an eepisode where they were talking about like what kind of porn they're all in? Like,
yes.
Like remember like Carl, like tan lines, but I feel like West was something that you were like, oh, okay. I'm starting to get a peek into like, you're one of those kids who your generation had a phone and you literally like you were introduced to sex from porn on your phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that West, so whatever that episode was, I feel like whatever it was, we were all laughing like, oh my God, like God, you're so weird, you know?
Yeah.
Then we find out this episode that he only jerks off with his left hand. That's from people who can't jerk off with the right, because they need to feel like that's not really them. Like there's
or he could be just left-handed.
No, I think he's right-handed.
He's right-handed.
But I think he says that he jerks off with it. Like, listen, I know what you're thinking. Like, what does any of this have to do?
No, I'm thinking. I think that was a joke. He clearly cannot do anything with his left hand.
People switch hands often. I've heard this from guys a lot. Like,
for what
because,
reason?
Or they'll say they'll sit on their hand. I'm sorry, Judy. I'm sorry, but I'm trying to paint a picture here, a pornographic picture. Some people sit on their hand to make it go asleep, because then you can't. It feels like it's not your hand.
Right. Like, I've heard that too.
West.
How about this, guys? Just get a sig other. Just get some emotional intelligence and ability to communicate.
If you don't have emotional intelligence, though, and you have intimacy problems because you grew up watching porn on your phone from 12 years old, and now you're just looking at weird porn because nothing's really doing it for you anymore, and you got to jerk off with a hand that maybe feels like it's not yours, then you're also going to be really interested in the forbidden. That's my friend, that's my coworker. She's my ex-bitch's best bitch. She's like, we share a house. There was a whole scandal. Like, this is the thing. Like, West is so far gone and so far lacking in intimacy and emotional intelligence and comfortable like with himself.
And clearly a moral compass in this area.
And a moral compass, all of it, that everything is going to be something that's like a little wrong and not like whatever. That's why I think he's even, when we saw him on Watch What Happens Live and he was saying something like, no, I'm just showing her the streets, but like, just to be clear, this is a person I really care about. Like, he is feeling things for her right now that he has not felt for someone.
Because he's finally on the edge, right? Like
he's on the edge.
He's done just enough of the drug to feel the high again.
Exactly. There's another movie like this. There's Inventing the Abbotts. Has anyone seen Inventing the Abbotts? And you will see that the older brother is always in these, like, he's always in these weird things because he's looking for the next high. He can't, but he thinks it's real when it's happening. He's fighting for this thing. He's dating this married woman. She's just the same as all the rest of them, but she's married. So like now it's a thing, but you got to go. Like,
yeah.
I feel like West is getting a lot of false positives going on in him because of like just the entire situation. I think this is the worst mistake that Amanda has ever made, because you got to remember the reunion that Wes was in before. You're about to walk in a reunion with this motherfucker who can't put two words together when he's nervous. He is not going to have anything. The second that it really dawns on him that like, actually he's gaining followers though. So shit,
which is wild to me.
People are, and it's all women, all the women. I don't understand, whatever. So I think that it kept continuing. Like one kiss leads to the next kiss, leads to like Amanda is feeling things that she hasn't connected with in so long. And he's just another living on the edge, but he's probably living on the edge with 5 other people or probably just doing normal stuff with them. But this living on the edge is actually letting those relationships continue to go because now it's just like, it's just another level. It's just, is this making sense to you? Like,
yeah.
Okay. So then timeline wise now, you feel like now it was like one kiss and now it's multiple kisses and a makeout session.
And now it's just like, then they're hooking up. All Amanda wants to do is go out. Like now she always wants to know what Wes and his friends are doing. Yeah. She's getting more and more hipster. Every time you see her, she's dressing more like him. Every time you see her, if you start thinking about from 1 year ago to now, it's just, she's becoming a little New York City hipster. I was saying it to Barry the other day. I'm like, she's really living this like very like cool girl NYC vibey life, like that this Instagram story of a life right now. But that wasn't her before. But it's all because that's who Wes is. Every time we see Wes, he's eating at some weird deli and a burrito and with these weird pants and an oversized double-breasted
trucker hat.
Yeah, like just all the things. And she's been, if you look back, she's been morphing into that. So I think that probably after the summer, so then we get into the summer. Now they're all living together. Now they're having to see each other every day, and it's exciting. And like, it almost seems like they might have had a little kiss in the bathroom. Like when she's saying like he's comforting her, he comes out in a very weird way. He's like kind of surprised to see Kyle. Did you see that he had a sock? He like pulled a sock out from underneath his. I have to show you the clip. It's a very weird. I'm sure somebody else has probably seen this on their timelines because I didn't notice it. Somebody clipped it and put it out. It looks like he's doing something like, I don't know if he's having to tuck his boner down. I don't know if he had something that like he was going to jizz into a sock. I don't know. But like it is a very sketchy situation when he comes out of that bathroom. And I just think that they're spending all this time together and it's growing and growing. And like the suspense, the like, it's wrong. I'm here, I'm just down the hall. Like, should we meet in the kitchen later? But there's cameras. I don't know. Yeah. So I think that after filming wraps, they're definitely she moves out September of her
September,
place?
October. I think she said October, but
the second she moves out, it's on. It's on. And maybe it took till January for him to be like, okay, like we're gonna do this, or we're like, you're gonna be, or not do it because they're not doing anything. They're not out and about. They're at his apartment. They're going to low key Brooklyn little hole in the wall restaurants or whatever. So like this whole thing is just sort of building, and it's still fine for him because it's a secret and it's sneaking around and it's so taboo and so bad. So. Which kind of brings us to now. It's just
but okay. So do you think though, like
what
it brings us to now, which they've now clearly said, if what you're saying is true, they've been together for almost 6 months.
But I don't think that they're
together, not out and about.
They're not together. He's banging like 4 other chicks, so they're not together. She doesn't realize that he's still doing what he's doing, but like. Because she can't go out with him all the time. She can't be with him in that way.
But let me ask you a real quick question. So like, cause you say that brings us to present day, but where does Ciara and Kyle fall into all of this? Like, when do you think they knew what was going on?
I feel like if gun to my head, Ciara has not known for more than a month.
And Kyle?
I think that Kyle has known for longer than I think that like the rumor got out and I think that Kyle's putting pieces together because in this episode, which I'm wondering if it was a pickup from literally this weekend when they held out on giving us the screener. There is one confessional where he's not wearing anything that he's ever worn in any of his other confessionals, to my recollection. If somebody has seen it, please tell me I'm wrong. But he says for the first time in the episode, "Oh, good, great. I'm so glad that you're coming to me with this, Wes. But while you guys have all been out flirting with each other, and she just hasn't," like he calls it out just now, but it looks like it was just picked up. So I do think
he did say in one of those like on the street interviews he was like, production didn't know, the publicist didn't know. He's like, I've been talking to all of them up until, and I can't remember the exact time frame, but it was very recent.
Yeah. So I think
like
that
maybe it was that
I think
to
that
do a
he
pickup
probably
or whatever.
knew for sure 2 weeks ago, like knew for sure. But I don't think that I think that he has been probably the most suspicious. I think it has bugged him this whole time because that's his whole problem, is that she's out with his friends. She'd rather hang out with his friends. And then he literally says the word flirting. And like, I'm sorry, but Mike, if you said that to me, like I would take that so seriously. Like I'm never flirting with any of your friends. Like
We've had that conversation early on when we went to San Diego and you were flirting it up with Crosby's friends all day long.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah. And I brought it up and it did not go well.
Probably because you made it up in your head. I was not flirting with Crosby's friends.
Okay.
Crosby doesn't even have any hot friends.
Sorry, I'm just reading their joint statement really quick because I don't remember them saying we've been doing this for 6 months.
No.
But I thought that's what you guys just said.
No. Nothing.
I thought Mike said it.
Mike thinks that they've been, but I don't think they've been together. Like you
said, as soon as she moved out, it's on. That's 6 months ago.
It's on, meaning like that they're actively now. They are meeting up and doing the thing.
Right.
But like
their thing is like this all developed very recently.
Yeah, no.
That's what they're saying.
It may have developed in a way where they like, okay, so I don't think that they ever had a discussion about like, are we really doing this? I personally think that something happened where it was no longer deniable. They either, someone has a photo, someone that is a trustworthy source knew a thing. Obviously, Chicken Fry told Portnoy at the Super Bowl, so like people clearly know about this. It got to a point where it was going to be undeniable. And so then
West said it to Chicken Fry because they're friendly.
Yeah.
So like he was probably hammered, like feeling himself, because what you're talking about, like allegedly, like if he wants that rush, like just letting one person know, like, Amanda and I are,
or like letting it kind of fly with her around, because they all they want to do is suction each other's faces off, and like they've got a small group of friends. It's like she's cool, he's cool, whatever.
But
like
Ciara was with them. That's why I think he probably just told Chicken Fry, like, because they were all at the Super Bowl together.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't think that West ever decided, we're doing that. We're really like, let's be together. I think that they hit a point where they knew people like this is no longer deniable. Even if it's just like Ciara is the only one that knows for sure right now, that's like on sort of enemy territory, like that's out of our friends that we have let into our lives. I think they got put in a position and somebody probably told them, then you guys need to be serious about each other. You can't come out of the gates and like the story is that like your boners got the best of you, because that is so disrespectful. You're going to be such assholes. Your best shot at anybody ever seeing this in any other kind of light but horribleness is if you guys, you didn't realize that this thing was happening between you. Like this is love. This is serious. It's evolved into something that we never like. That's the only out you possibly have. And even now, like I don't even care about that. But if they stayed together for another year, by this time next year, they're still together, I'll be like, hey, love is love. Hashtag love is love. I don't know what to tell you. Like shit happens. It was shitty the way that it went down, but I would, and a year from now, if they're still doing this, I'm not going to fight their love, but I don't think it's that.
Correct. And
You're going Nick and Olandria on these two.
What?
You're calling Nick and Olandria.
Couldn't be further. Nick and Olandria?
Yeah.
How do they have anything in common?
That it was like they kind of had their date, but then it wasn't real. You didn't think it was real for a long time.
Yeah, well, no, I still don't think that they're real, but I don't think
they've
that
been
they
together
were
for way more than a year now.
Yeah, but I think what I won't speak for you.
I just like, I they were on a literal game show of like, you got to be together to win, you know, like this is not, that's just two totally different things. Like they like, listen, a lot of people probably think that they are together. I never saw them having like, it should, you know, we all operate off the vibes, you know, like I just never saw them as anything but two people that realized, oh my God, we just won this show. Or did they win or did somebody else win? Either way, like they exited the show as the couple, and nobody cares about Nick and or Alondria if they're not Nick Alondria. That's when you get the big bucks, you know.
Was Maya didn't Maya win?
Oh, Maya Papaya wine, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Listen, if they're together in a year, which I'm not betting that they will be either, like great, wonderful.
But it's been 6 months according to you.
Not of being together.
But
I think that they've been put on the spot to be together.
But what you guys are saying is Wes is a piece of shit and he's immature and he's doing all these things and all this stuff, which I don't know if a lot of people are going to deny that. But like now they've been banging for 6 months, talking, getting, having presumably serious conversations. Of course, Wes has to be out banging other people probably because like, oh, he's got to keep appearances up. But like now, whether it's a secret or true love or whatever, shady as hell, now 6 months later, there's a point where they do have to sit down and say, we got caught. Are we going forward with this? Or are we separating and just being like, no, you guys are crazy. It's not happening, which equally easy, probably easier to do that.
If someone has proof, though, if someone has a photo, or just too many people
there's
know
so many
that.
Photos. Doctor. And then 2 weeks later, that thing's gone. Nobody's talking about it. We never speak of this again. This is a full situation. It's going to be talked about for years. Remember the time Wes and Amanda hooked up? Whether they're together forever or not. If they stay together, get married, and have 12 kids and are married for 60 years, we're going to say, remember how these two got together?
Yeah.
Wild. Like,
wild, but I would be like, that. What a story!
They clearly loved each other.
Yeah,
I still am. I can't really get, for me personally, just get past the wrongdoing that was done to Ciara. No, I feel that she was wronged, and no one's going to change my opinion on that.
No, me neither. It's just too much. All it says to me, like I said, I know how Wes is operating. I feel like I know how Wes is operating, and he's flying from the seat of his pants. You know, like he's on a rush, and I just think that Amanda is in such a position of being not knowing how to live without a male counterpart.
She defers to the dude in her life.
Nobody would do a joint statement. They're not even together to get like, or if they are like. There's just no reason. You're still married. You're a married woman who just put out a joint divorce statement. Yeah. Why would you? This was just the stupidest move. The only reason you make this stupid move is because you want to. You're like this.
You want to give this a go. You think you could do this with this guy.
This guy's validating you. He's giving you some kind of like validation of like. No, we're going to tell everyone together because if we were both feeling it, then like it's a thing and like you're you and I'm me and like people will like it's just such a cop out. It's such a leaning all of your being into meshing with like unfortunately I've tried to come up with a joint name of them, but nothing's really hitting so far, you know?
No.
But like, that's what she wants. I don't think this bitch knows life on her own. I don't think she could crack it on her own, or she probably could, but doesn't know that, has no confidence. And this is a bummer that this all happened, but like, man, did we see your character? And it's just, I don't want anything to do with her.
It ain't good.
No.
That's for sure.
I'm trying to think of like, there was just some things that like, I wanted to, because I just kind of just did like a free, like just barf of like what I'm trying, because I'm driving home, literally just speaking into a dictaphone of like all my thoughts about the whole thing. And one thing that just kind of like, because I had told you guys yesterday, like if they are doing this, because there was a whole rumor that it could be an April Fool's thing.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I wish.
No, I would hate them even more because I just think it would be so short-sighted and such a shit. Because all I was doing yesterday was going into comments and seeing people ripping each other apart. People are on this girl's team. People rode for her. People in our comments were like, absolutely. Barry, Meteor Wine was like, no way.
We literally said the same thing. I saw in his comments. He was just like, no way. This would mean she would have lied here, there. And Barry, I'm with you. I believed.
Yeah.
I'm a believer.
And listen, you guys are sweet about it. There are people that think that and are ready to fight, are ready to tell you what a piece of shit you are, asshole. Oh, you're trying to ruin people's. Are you so miserable that you just want to ruin people's lives? Like, people are fighting on TikTok about these two people. And I just want to say that there is something like, listen, our business obviously thrives off of people having parasocial relationships, but I do not encourage them. And I think that everybody here has built these two people up as if they had some kind of a superpower that is not human. This is just Joe Schmo and Jane Schmo, just like the rest of us. We've all partaken in some form of this. If you are honest with yourselves, you have all been somewhere around here. Maybe you didn't go through with it, but you wanted to. Maybe you did go through with it, and then you got out of it. With clean hands, like, well, dirty hands, but like you put them behind your back and no one's the wiser, you know, like you didn't get caught, you got away with that. It's always kind of like, this is all very human stuff, especially when you are a person who clearly, I don't know, between Kyle and her father, I don't think Amanda's ever had to do dick all for herself. I think she's really been super coddled. So I just think that like we are making them to be like morally superior people, and they're just not. They're reality stars. The whole point of it is they're just like you and me. Famous people, they're just like you and me.
Just like us.
You know?
Well, this is why I started it off by saying, like, yes, we can be bummed that we feel Ciara was wronged. We can even feel bummed for Kyle because he does seem this is a shitty thing for him also. With all of that being said, these, like, we can't be going so nuts that it's like, these are still people. We don't need to be so harsh. You could sit there, the comments of like, your apartment looks pretty clean now. That's a funny comment.
Yeah.
Or like, Amanda, you just burned the best friend you'll ever get. It's true.
Yeah.
And like, I can't hate on that, but to be like, die in a house fire. Like, well, okay, guys, we're taking it a little bit too far. Save those comments for other people, and they're all in Washington.
I know.
I'm just kidding. Don't say that about people. It's not nice. I'm just making a joke, okay? Yes, let's stand Ciara. Let's show up for her. Let's make her feel so loved, and like, they're the fools. They're the ones that lost out. But like, we don't have to, they're not Hester Prynne. They don't need to walk around for the rest of their lives with the scarlet letter A, except I will say this. I stand by the fact that I don't think any woman should be with West for a minimum of a year. I think that guy needs to go somewhere and learn about himself and relationships and so on and so forth.
We have said it a million times, like that the way that he acts, like clearly we don't know what his past is. Maybe I don't know what happened to him, but something happened to this kid because he needs too much weird stuff to feel anything about anything. And then it does seem that the second that he gets any kind of reciprocation, because I think we're going to see it if the mid-season trailer is, if they're dealing us real cards here, it does seem like he gets her to a point where like they do embrace. It looks like they might have a kiss in the dark. I think we see it in night vision. And then shortly after that, it seems that he does something that makes her completely melt down again. And it's like, if that's all kind of what it seems it is, he needed to chase, get her back in that position.
To know he could.
To then probably deliberately go and do something that would remind her that I am not the guy that you're looking for.
I think the kiss is another girl. I think that's what happens. It's like they keep flirting, and then he kisses another girl at a party, and she either sees him or hears about it. And that's the whole like, why would I do that when he gets all whiny about it?
That's the thing. Why would I do that? Why would you? Because you're an asshole and like you can't seem to just be a straight shooter on anything.
Why would I do that now that I'm fully in love with
Amanda?
But this is also what's so messed up, because if you, and listen, we haven't seen this part of the season, but like clearly she wasn't happy about him hooking up with someone else. Like clearly something happens where it's just like, oh, okay, you're still that guy, and that's a bummer. Because if you see in the confessionals when she's talking about this, and the confessionals obviously happen after the season is shot, she's still shedding a tear about this guy. And this is why I stand by, like, I don't know where Mike hit his head, how hard it was, but like, you ain't thinking straight right now. To say that I should be cool with Natalie hooking up with that ding dong that did me dirty is...
I didn't say Ciara should be cool with it.
I am so lost on what are you saying?
I said that Ciara should be cool with these two
like
hooking up.
That they didn't do anything wrong.
That
like they're just like single people,
wrong,
and like this
literal,
is the tale as old as time, and it's all just like
it's all love, man.
The first thing I said was the only problem I have with this whole thing is how Ciara got done.
But you said then you don't have a problem with them like being together.
I don't have a problem with them being together because of
Even
how
though
I
she was
assume they
collateral
got
damage.
together. Like there's collateral damage in life. I love Ciara, but I always think about the amount of comments that come out when we do stand Ciara that are, if Ciara is so amazing, where's this guy? Where's the guy? Like she's either
that is such a bag of bullshit because I'm single and I think I'm pretty great and
fantastic. We're not talking about you. We're talking about
I know,
Ciara.
but you could say the same thing. And by the way, I'm 8 times older than her. So it's like, if I was so great, why am I single?
Listen, there are things about Ciara that I know, like I know that I've always known. And I understand you guys wanting it to like, it was just like this fairy tale moment of how nice would it be if they did get back together and yada, yada. But I've just to know these people, even to just fucking put them next to each other and to know what her tendencies are and what his are, like this would have never been like a cool relationship. She's very like no nonsense and he's all nonsense.
Totally.
You know, like he wants to live a very like roll out and see where the night leads us or whatever.
He wants
like
no responsibility to any person besides himself.
And he just wants it all to be cool and giggles and whatever. Just all jokes, man. And like, not like Jesse. Jesse's like tries to be the guy that's like, it's all jokes, right? Like but Wes really is like, thrives and kind of even exists off of like everything can just roll through and like she would have never been able to say anything about anything that to where he wouldn't have felt like I'm trapped. Like if like even if she just didn't feel like eating Korean barbecue tonight, he'd be like, well, I don't know what to, I mean, I like to be able to go with the flow. I can't like, it would literally have been like, that's how different these two people are. So I wish that she knew that. I wish that she knew like, this is not your guy. This is not the match. Like, I understand you had some moments and some time spent and some talks that you maybe hadn't had before or whatever. But like, it is just so clear to me, like that I was never going to work in a million years.
I'll speak for myself, but I think a lot of people do this. I think sometimes when we see someone, we see their high watermark as opposed to where they actually are.
Yeah.
Right now in front of us.
Yeah.
And I think that because Wes presents so well and he's so fun and he's really funny and he's there for a good time and like all of that just endears you to him very quickly, that when he messes up, it's like, no, but that's okay because you're a good guy. Because you're a good guy. You could figure this out. Let's give you another chance. He didn't mean anything bad by it. He's a good guy.
I know. And Dara says something about that. That too.
First of all, he's not, from what we've seen, he's not a good guy, at least in relationships.
No,
he's not a good guy.
He's not.
And that's okay. You don't have to, but then stop. Like, if you're sick, stop going out to functions and like hugging people and shaking hands and like being close to people. Just stay home and get better. And like Wes still engages with chicks, which is where I have a problem with his behavior. And I feel like when you see a girl like Ciara who is trying to be so intentional and be upfront, like, listen, I'm not just going to hook up with you. I don't want to fuck around and find out this is what I'm looking for. And you still take her home to meet your parents and you still bring her as the date to the wedding. And you still do it's what I say all the time with the sense and sensibility thing. It was every day implied, but never declared.
Yeah.
And when your actions, because everyone says like, oh, talk is cheap, baby. Right. So this guy that screwed me over showed up every day, talked to me every day. We went all over the place together. I knew everyone in his life. He was meeting people in my life. So for you to do me dirty the way that you did, I didn't see it coming because you were here all the time. So maybe talk. This is why I say like the duality of life is so real, because I need you to show up and I need the words to match that. And so West, you were showing up with Ciara in the way of introducing her to your parents and doing all this stuff. And this is why it's confusing for her. And you guys did have some dreamy, magical, fun connection. And we even saw it as viewers. And I get it, didn't work out. But then if you just stayed away and didn't do this stuff this summer because you can't help yourself, you just can't, right? Because you need to have everybody's attention. That's what all of your clothes say. That's why you got to be the funny guy in the room. That's why you got to dress as Mrs. Doubtfire, which is like the wackiest. But thank God Ciara trumped you with the costume. It's like, you always got to get noticed. You can't just sit in the room and unless someone wants to come for you and wants real answers. And then suddenly you're the quiet guy who has nothing to say. Yeah. And it's like, you can't play smart and stupid at the same time. You got a lot to say. So you better. And by the way, all of this, my opinions on all of this hold true. Even if this is your person and you're in love with them and you're going to have 800 babies and you guys are going to be married in this life and every other life thereafter, have some sense of humanity and be able to say, I did you wrong. I apologize. Don't go through the New York Times to do it. And it's not what we have seen of him thus far. No. And I'm not holding my breath to see any different.
Another thing that like sticks out so hard to me is like Amanda couldn't deal with Kyle. And Kyle was at least someone who got up every morning and like did a real job. Really like if he was gone, he was pounding the pavement out at God knows where, probably just going on those trips every day to visit new bars and try to get
sales reps, investor meetings.
He's got a jillion employees.
His job's a grind. Yeah. I'm sure he loves it, but that's no joke.
Yeah. You know where this guy's at for the most part. Now at night, it's a different story, but like, just say that that's the worst of it. West is like, I think his whole job is a weird life. Like, I don't know what I know he works at Complex or did, or I don't know what his schedule is, but that guy is a child. Kyle was at least a grown-up adult who built a company and had real responsibilities. If she thinks, or if West thinks that she's gonna be this cool chick girlfriend, like this is the uncoolest of all uncool chicks at home.
No, girl, bye. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And the cool girl can only be cool for so long.
She was only cool to Kyle until she got the ring. And then it was like, oh, I don't want to go out. Oh, you need to come home. Oh, what are you doing? I called you 37 times and you didn't answer. No, bitch, you called me 37 times. Like, it's weird.
Yeah,
that's
dude,
weird.
You cheated on me.
Right.
And granted, I took you back, but that comes with 37 phone calls and a text message. She stopped when he cheated, not when she got the ring.
No, bitch, quit. I will never be that bitch making 37 phone calls. Kill me. I will kill myself before I am there.
Do one phone call. That's who you are, though. You're not going to reply or call one time.
By the way, I'm like you. When I'm out, you're dead to me. I'm good.
Oh, if I think you're cheating, the last thing you're getting from me is 37 phone calls. Please.
You'll hear from my lawyer before you hear from.
I'm getting that one crazy lady lawyer that always goes, that's an all women's firm that just thrives on
Laura Wasserman is her name.
That's the one. And you're going to pay for it because I can't afford her on my own.
That's right.
So I think it's really funny. Like, that's how I know that Wes is not a serious person. Because if you were, and you thought about what all this meant, you would also think about what kind of marriage, like, who is this girl? I've known her for all these years. And what have I only known her as? That, oh God, Kyle's not home, or I'm going to bed early. Like, this is not someone, if you thought 2 seconds about it seriously, that is not your person. You do not want to be on the other end of that 37 phone calls. And Wes, you will be, because I have a feeling you're nailing a lot more than Kyle is, because Kyle I don't know if Kyle could get as many chicks as Wes could get.
Totally.
Like, so it's just this whole, like, this is not love. This is not a good idea. This was not thought out well at all.
I can go at the end of that. Listen, I don't think that they're madly, truly, deeply in love. And I'm with you. I'm a hopeful romantic. I only want everyone to end up happily ever after, if that's what you want in your life. But I don't think that's what we're witnessing here. Mm-hmm. And I think everything else that you said is completely correct. And I also just want to note, we've been talking about this for 2 hours, so we should get to the part 2.
I don't even want to do part 2.
I know, neither do I. Honestly, I don't even think anyone cares about part 2.
So I have held back on Amanda, and I've heard somebody earlier say, I'm so sick of hearing everybody, all these takes of like, I think it was the girls on the toast. They were like, are you one of those people that's like, I never liked Amanda. You liked it. Like, I really didn't. I hate myself for not going harder on her, because I would go hard on Venita. And I wish that I would carry that with Amanda too. But Amanda had this dude who was being abusive. So I never if you're just being an asshole out there on your own, I'm coming for you. But like, I did not want to. Sometimes I'm down to deal with the comments and the people clapping back at me for these things. And sometimes I just know I'm in a weird spot. I don't have the headspace to think about that thing all day long or figure out how I'm going to defend myself or whatever. But I did hold back on Amanda because I thought that there would be a lot of people saying she's in an abusive relationship. You've seen how this man has treated her and punched her down every day and made her feel useless and whatever. So I just never liked this girl. I just thought she was the most basic, whatever, who gives a shit. And I'm not doing that again. I'm coming for everyone. Like it or not.
I'm nervous.
I talk about why I think she was misunderstood for years. I think the audience mostly defined Amanda through Kyle. I think
through the lens of her relationship.
Exactly.
100%.
Exactly. Yeah, I think she's boring, passive, dependent, lazy, lacking backbone. She's coddled. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to what's in here that I really want to get across.
I think I was fooled by the rocks that she got because, one, she was in this relationship, so I was never looking at her as much of an individual as I was everyone else, because she did always come as a package deal with him. He also did do her dirty, so I was obviously on the team of the aggrieved party.
Yeah, and I hate Kyle. I have always not liked
I've always
Kyle.
said I don't hate Kyle. Listen, would I date him? No, but I don't think he's this inherently terrible person. I think he has a relationship with alcohol that he needs to look at, some anger issues he needs to look at, but I don't think he's a really horrible dude. But also, she was in the bed bugs. And so I was just like, well, if Paige loves her and Ciara loves her and these two girls I live for, I was always, this is what has really kind of taken me by surprise. I didn't realize how much I was judging her on the company she kept.
Yeah.
Not just on
or
her own.
Or not judging her because of the company.
Totally.
Kept, both ways.
Yeah.
She really, it's always this other entity that has really made my opinion of her.
Yes. And lest we forget two things. Ciara chose the girls over Luke. When she saw that Luke was doing the girls dirty, which is why I live for Ciara, because I feel like she clocks these things, which is why she is so intentional about her dating and why she's like, no, I'm not here for just a fling.
Yeah.
Go flung yourself somewhere else. And that's, I think it was that same summer, that's when Hannah got in hot water with everybody, specifically Kyle. And Hannah at that reunion, it was a rough and tumble reunion for her. It was not her best day, but she did say to Amanda, she's like, I want to apologize. I'm really sorry for what happened. And I do believe that was also, I believe everything, but I do believe it was a genuine apology. And Amanda just didn't say thank you so much. We'll find a path back. She just was like,
okay.
Didn't even say okay.
I felt she said something where it was thanks, or it was just something so wow,
right.
She is having the worst day of her life. She is getting
pummeled.
Everyone is on her. Even Carl was looking at her happy to see Hannah getting all of her just desserts from because she had a shitty season, you know?
Yeah, totally.
And it was weird. And when she tells you about the season, she tells you a few backstory things that you're like, oh, how the producers didn't when Paige or when Amanda would be upset about something, Hannah would go to comfort her, and a producer would literally stand in front of her and go, no, Paige, you go. So she's like, I couldn't even comfort my friend. They didn't want me being the comforter of my friend. They wanted to nurture this other relationship. There was some weird back goings on with that. And so, for her to say that to Amanda, and for Amanda to give that kind of It just is, again, it just felt inexperienced. You have no empathy because you haven't lived. You have never,
and you have this protection of this
you
relationship.
have a protection, exactly.
She's on the chopping block, right?
Exactly.
Like she's probably not going to get asked back next season, which turned out to be the best thing for her.
Yeah.
But like Amanda never has the same stakes because to fire Amanda is to fire Kyle.
Exactly.
So you're losing these two mainstays, one of whom is an anchor on the show, started the show.
Yeah.
And clearly has been instrumental in spinoffs. And I don't even mean in the city because obviously that wasn't even like a glimmer in their eye or whatever that saying is. Even like Winter House, there were crossovers with Southern Charm. It's just like he was so instrumental on so many levels with this show that like she just was sitting pretty in a very comfortable seat. So it's very
totally,
easy
she was
for you.
untouchable. She didn't even know how it would feel to be on a chopping block. Even just the fact that, and this is so stupid, but like anybody who's gone on like just like a ton of like group friend whatever trips, like she got the master every time. Everywhere they would go, like that's not a thing. Like that's not
unless you're Ramona Singer. And even at some point, Bethany's like, stop being an animal. We're gonna figure out a different system.
She's with the number one guy in the group and got to reap all of it without doing anything but just slopping around in her messy bun and I didn't realize there's actually been 2 times where people go, "Are you gonna get dressed? We're going out." And she's like, This is my outfit. Like it happened again when she was wearing this like oversized sweatshirt. It looks like pajamas.
But you know, I think about that reunion in obviously anticipation of the reunion that's coming up. And I think to myself, one, you must be regretting that right now because you had no grace for her whatsoever. And there are people that I really dislike. And if they said that to me, I would have more grace in that moment. And listen, you don't know until you're there and blah, blah, all
but
the
you
things.
do though, because
I know who I am.
all had some kind of an experience where I would just never want to implement that kind of feeling on to someone else who was like putting it out there and all eyes, not on the room, all the camera people, all the production people, and the eyeballs in the audience. Like it's just
of America.
It's too much. Like
that's right.
Uncle.
And it's like now that you're going to be sitting in that seat.
Yes.
By the way, Ciara doesn't need to give you 1 ounce of grace for this. This is the situation where it's like, you know, people are like, I didn't run over your dog. Well, you did. In this situation, you did. And Ciara does get to sit there and not engage with her, not accept the apology, and it like take whatever time she needs to heal and get over her stuff because she really was. I'm sorry. Projection disclaimer wronged.
Agreed.
And I'm not okay with it.
No. This feels like also extreme self-sabotage. And I have to wonder, like, you literally had the world at your fingertips. Like you were about to embark on the journey of a lifetime. You were going to be in high fashion, not just like some shitty, like, Shein ad, you know, like
she just did that spread with Marie Claire.
Yes. You were like, you would be going, she was kind of an it girl on deck. To be that. And like, she was going to get everything.
I said it in the beginning of the episode. I go, she snatched a feet from the jaws of victory. Like in a way that is your foot was an inch from the goal line. The ball was in your hand. How could you fumble this? That is, and to me, I think there's got to be some correlation to what you keep touching on, where it's like, if you've never really had to, and maybe not, but maybe this, how about this? I'm just going to say, because maybe it's just specific to Amanda, because it does seem like she has lived a very privileged life.
Yeah.
And I'm not hating on her for that. I've lived a very, very privileged life. I can tell you this, once I was done with college, there was the privilege was because, you know, maybe some people thought I was a cute chick, or because I'm white, because whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like,
but nobody was putting hundreds of thousands of dollars in my bank account for me to wake up at noon and take some dogs on a walk, sketch out a thing on Canva of a logo, and then take my dogs out again, get high, and maybe who God knows, like it really just felt very like she kind of rolls into the day at however she wants to, and nobody was relying on her for anything but to just be there when Kyle got home or something, or if she felt like it, who knows?
I just know that, like, if you built the house, you're a lot slower to burn it down.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. And I feel like there might be some component with Amanda where it's just like, what you were just given by the world. And yes, like you were in this relationship and we were all rooting for you because we felt like you were treated unfairly within the confines of what we were privy to.
Even though we watched you literally choose every single day to be with him again and again. And you had choice every day. You chose to stay 15,000 times after 15,000 arguments. That was...
Right. Like we all, like there were so many comments like, and now I'm going to say it. The bikini line was terrible.
It sucked.
It really was not good.
And everyone said the whole reason that you even came out with it was like you were on this mission. Oh, small girls with big boobs. Everyone, all the reviews say like, this did nothing for me. It was not anything. It was cheap. It didn't hold anything up.
It was like, nothing. And you're not fooling any of us. It was nothing that you would ever wear.
No. And it was just advertised wrong. Like it was not for like Spanx is a brand who goes out of their way to do this thing for women that women have insecurities about. It really just seemed like she came up with a line of like, oh, here's some double D tops.
They would do it with her. She wanted to capitalize on it, which I'm not mad at all.
No, but don't sell people that are in a real need of like things that hold big boobs up, and which I can never find bathing suits. Do not sell a fake promise like that. It just, it's not cool.
But it is like, okay, like that. You didn't hustle the way Kyle hustled to get Loverboy off the ground. Like, and granted, you've been super, like I thought honest about your life and what you were showing us and all this stuff. So it's like, no, we're rooting for you and you got this collaboration and that's so great, girl. And I hope this leads to your dream of your own bikini line. And everyone did shop for you and did do all of this stuff. And I'm not saying that like every wonderful thing you've done loses its meaning because you've done this. Because again, I don't believe in living in a world like that because we've all f***ed up. If you haven't, let's wrap you in bubble wrap and study you. Let's get you safely to a place and study you.
Or it's right around the corner. Like,
yes, exactly.
Any minute now it will happen. And you will be like, I don't even recognize myself.
Yep.
Over one weekend. How did this happen?
How did the F did I do? Correct. Yeah. And so it's like that. But I do think there is something where it's just like, it wasn't like all of her chips were on Red 7. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, or if they were, like some guy just gave me these chips. So it's like, if I lose them, it wasn't real money to me anyway.
My dad will give it back to me.
Yeah. Like I'm still safe. I'm still okay. And I think this is like her first real world big girl oopsies, which is a big one to have. And I don't know. I think we've talked so much about how we think this happened and where the two of those are that I want to be really cognizant of the fact of like, who's checking on Ciara? How's she doing? I hope she gets all of her wishes and then some coming true. And I know we all feel that way. I just feel like it's important to say because this
is going to change Ciara's life. It's going to actually, listen, what do they say? God's rejections are God's...
Oh, rejection is God's protection.
Protections,
100p.
Yeah. For whatever reason, she couldn't see Amanda for who Amanda is. Or if she did, she couldn't make a move to distance herself from her.
And West couldn't see West for who he was. And
could not shake West if her life depended on it. He would just screw her over time and time again. And it just did not seem to stick. She would give him hell, but like she was always still in love with him. We've seen that clear as day. I really believe that this snapped her into reality. And I think that her not connections, but her attachment to both a best friend like Amanda or a boyfriend like West that shit has got to be getting in the way of like the good things, the things that are truly meant for her. God just came in and swept those right out from underneath her and like, ouch, like that. Yes, you're banged up and bruised for a second, but your bruise is going to heal. And then like, you've literally cleared the way for your life to begin. And I mean, she's just, and that's all personal life. That's all the natural things to be coming to her. In addition to that, all the cash and prizes are going to at Ariana's speeds.
Yes, and I do just hope, and I feel like Ariana has done this really, really well. So I hope that Ciara takes a page from Ariana's book where it's like, listen, these two people did a fucked up thing. You do not need to keep them obviously in your life anymore, but just know there are great friends out there. There is a great guy out there that is going to treat you like the pure platinum that you are. And I just, sometimes, when I was listening to this episode of Oprah Today, different episode, they were talking about divorce. And this woman was saying, I just knew I never wanted to become that scorned partner because my partner cheated on me. Yeah. That I just thought every other person I was going to be with after this was going to do me dirty and, F all men, or if the chick cheated on you, F all women. Because I know that that's not the case. I know there's really great people out there. So I just obviously be mad now, drink too much, throw something against a wall, meditate, however you go to Costa Rica, however you want to heal. But I just want her to know, because she's done, I feel like she's grown so much and has softened in these ways that I think are great for her heart to like receive the right person. And I don't want this to set her back.
Yeah. Okay. As the thing about the joint statement, it's crazy to me that she thought that giving a joint statement with 2 different men in the 3-month span, like just the worst thought out plan.
I didn't even think of that. All I thought was how ridiculous that they're doing a joint statement.
Oh yeah.
And then for you to be like, oh no, it's her second joint statement
in 3 months.
In 3 months. That's cray, girl. About the same thing. Like about relationship stuff. It's not like it's a joint statement from like me and my co-founder at my company.
No, this is I'm in relationship with these 2 idiots. The gendered fallout is going to suck. Amanda's going to get annihilated. Wes is going to survive, rebrand, keep moving. Some idiot girl is just going to think he's cute and won't care. As we said, he's gotten 50,000 new followers and she's just getting bamboozled. I think it's one reason I think that Kyle is actually standing up for her is because, like I said, I think it has something to do with like the show, like make Amanda as likable. Like people need to not throw this. I think there's so many weird things working that are going to be reflected in everyone's statements.
Yeah, because nothing is ever just one thing.
It's not. And that's another thing about this is that like she really had no foresight of any of this. Like she really took everyone's livelihood and just was like, F it, I'm gonna get pounded right now and like deal with the repercussions, or like maybe didn't even think there would be any repercussions. Maybe she thought she was that going to easily skate out of this, because I think she skated out of everything that's ever, if anything even got to her door, she skated from it. I don't even know if it has.
That's wild. I need to know how Ciara found out. Like, I need to know if they told her or if she's
they did not tell her.
Yes, and that is up to
there's
me.
Just no, I would bet anything on that.
I don't think they did either.
They would have told anyone if they had the choice. I
think Amanda told Kyle. I do. I think she told Kyle before the news hit. I think she called him.
Yeah. Well, no. Okay. I'm sorry. I thought you just meant like before any of it happened. Like I think that they told them when they knew that there was literally a time, like there's a time clock. I don't think that either of them were like, I really need to tell Ciara about this, or I really need to tell Kyle.
I think it's messed up.
No, it's horrible.
Specifically to Ciara.
Yeah. For me, I can end this with just like one thing I really do want to hit home. And it's going to sound funny that I'm really, really want to say this after I've just said everything that I've said, because I mean it, Amanda. Like, you're a shitty person right now. But this is one moment in time. It does not define you. It does not have to be your forever. The only person that can do anything about this is you. You are going to have a long life ahead of you. You just got to hunker down for a year, figure out how to be of service to others, go underground, no social media. I would back out of this show if it even is still an option for you to be on. Like, I would say, I mean, because imagine Raquel Leviss staying in town like she did and doing that podcast every day. People just hated her more and more and more. All she thought she was trying to do was explain her side and how like she just got wrapped up in this thing and whatever. Nobody wanted to hear it. It only made her that much more of a joke. We thought Venita had bad instincts. This bitch has. We always say we're geographically challenged. Like, if we don't know which way to go, we're going to 99.9% of the time we're going to go
directionally
left,
dyslexic. I believe is the
directionally
term.
Dyslexic. Yeah, she is life directionally dyslexic right now. Like, get a team. Like, you should not be making any of your own decisions right now. But unless it is just cut off, just go away for a minute, move back to Jersey for a minute. I don't know. I just think nobody wants to see your face right now. And I almost kind of hate for her that I wouldn't go to the reunion if I were you. Now, we all are dying for you too, because it will be so juicy, but like, God, I would not. I wouldn't have it in me to go and just to, I think that she's a fragile person. I think that she's been on a mental health odd journey for a bit. I don't.
Which is probably why she always does have a counterpart with her, because the impact for her would be too much.
Yeah.
But like, I don't, like you, choice consequence. And by the way, I'm not saying choice consequence that people should be saying awful things, go kill yourself, take a long walk off a short pier, none of that stuff at all. But like, you were a crap friend. You got, unfortunately, choice consequence. Like, you got to take it on the chin and realize, like, I don't know what you thought people were going to think, but
it wasn't right.
You weren't
that idea
accurate.
It doesn't exist.
And it does suck that it seems like you're getting more of the brunt than West.
And you're going to. And that's just the law of the
world
land.
that we live in. And I hope that, like I said, I don't think Amanda's a bad person. I think she did a bad thing. And I hope that she can learn from this and like turn this negative into some positive somewhere, somehow. I don't know how that happens. But it will unfold if she starts making better choices, I believe.
You know, and this is all speculation. Everyone knows how I feel, and Courtney does not feel this way. But I always thought that Paige fell in love with the guy that she is now together with before her and Craig split. Paige is so in control, and she is nothing but an excellent decision maker. She kept that dude under wraps for an entire 365 days minimum. Like, we did not, I think we saw them one time on a trip in Italy. Like, they were literally in a foreign country, seen out walking somewhere. But aside from that, she kept that thing. She put herself first. She put her career first. She knew that nobody wanted to see them out together with the speculation that was going on around them. Take a page from Paige. And if this is something you guys are going to do, I'm sorry, you're going to have to DoorDash it for the next year. Nobody wants to see your mugs outside living it up together. It would be the wisest decision for you to just disappear into the night for a minute, because you did something really horrible.
Yeah.
And
it's not fair necessarily, right? That like because so many people, when they make these bad decisions, it's like maybe some people don't find out, or it's just in a small town. But I will say this, it's all relative, right? Yeah. So like, your small town might feel like the internet.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows you. And even when you're in a big city and like New York, and something like this might happen in your friend group, I get that. How many people live in New York City? What is it? 9 million, 20 million, 100 million. It's a lot of millions. It doesn't matter. It's relative to your group, right? Yeah. So you feel like everyone's talking about it. You're the Hester print of the group, or whatever it is. So it's like, this is unfortunately a part of life, like when you screw up like this, it's just there's lessons to be learned. And again, like, choice consequence. And I don't think anyone should be doing nasty shit in relationship to them. But like, you're going to have to hug the cactus for a little bit, because you did something that's deserving of a timeout.
Dude, you know what we didn't even think about is like right off the bat, all I'm thinking about is just her being like the massive self-sabotager. But Wes literally just went through this. Like, he literally just paid his final restitution. Like, he hugged the cactus for at least a year. He was basically just like, please and thank you. Yeah, yep. No ma'am, yes ma'am. Oh, you want a drink? Here, let me carry these 17 drinks out, and you tell me which one you want, and maybe you want me to run to the store for something different. I don't.
Or I'll just stand here until you drink all of them.
And like, maybe he's a bit of a, okay, I always get him mixed up. Which is the sadist or the masochist that likes he's maybe like, but that also might be kind of his kink. He kind of likes to get punched in the face. And
I will just say this one last thing, and then I promise I'll shut up. I feel like, I don't want to be so definitive that like there's nothing that they could come and say that could make me walk back anything I've said. Because of course there is something. If they say like, hey, we told Ciara about it from jump. She was super upset, but like we knew that these were very real feelings and we wanted to act on it. I would still feel super bummed for Ciara because that just sucks. And it means that she didn't have the friendship that she had with Amanda, right? Yeah. Because if the circumstances were the same and we're their age and eggs are frozen and you don't feel the need to have a child tomorrow and like and you just are separated from your husband, I would have been like, girl, could you? And we just came off of the summer that like he was trying to come for me, like to hook up again, or we don't know what he was doing, but he seemed flirty. Like you couldn't have just like given it a little bit more time. Or maybe approached me with this, not with him in the room, because you know, like I get very emotional with him because I've told you everything about our relationship.
Everything, things I wish I could take back and that you didn't know.
Because now are you sharing them with him?
Yes.
You know, like there's just so many layers to it with that, but I could still like, I would still say, okay, like at least they tried to do the right thing. They didn't hear Ciara out that she asked, like, could there be more time, whatever. I think those things are very far-fetched, but I'm open to it. Yeah. I'm here for it. And I still think at the end of the day, not your best looks on either one of them.
No.
Are we going to try to cover the
Yeah.
Okay. So this was part 1. We were just covering the Ciara, West, Kyle, Amanda debacle. And now we are going to get into part 2. So follow us on over there.
Yeah, we'll do the actual episode. We'll actually talk about the episode that you all came to see.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Love you. Bye.
Like, subscribe, hype, tell a friend.
Yeah.